Hello, 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 hello. Hello there. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this thing on? Is it? The world may never know. And yet here we are. Still loving it to this day. Or at least trying to navigate our asses through this world. Alright, so we're just going to wait for the lovely YouTube peoples to see if I'm really live. I don't know why it's not coming up on my end for the chat. Very peculiar. Probably an OBS thingamabobber majigger. But don't worry. I'm a fix that right quick. Let's see. YouTube chat. Pop up, please. No idea. No idea why it's not showing up. Very strange. Must be a case of the Mondays. But hello, people. Hello, hello. Can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? I freaking love that quote. Does anyone know where that's from? I know a couple of y'all probably do. But what's up, people? What's up? What's up? What's happening? Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. You know what it is. You know the vibes. You know the vibes. You know the vibes. So I'm just going to give it a few more minutes for some folks to come through. Got a nice, healthy 39 people watching. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Oh, snap. And we've got Jiminator J coming in with a $6.99 Canadian super chat. Thank you so much. Hey, can we by any chance have some music in the background? Have you seen the movie Lone Survivor? Well, as far as music is concerned, I'm kind of I'm toying back and forth on what music I should have playing, considering you know, with the whole copyright situation. I don't want to like put something and then the stream gets flagged down or something like that. So I'm looking into getting some royalty-free music, good vibes, you know, very chill stuff. For the stream. That's what I do want to do, because I played some Personic music on one of the streams and I had it at a very low setting, so I don't think it really it flagged the YouTube system. But to answer your second question, the movie Lone Survivor, I want to say, is that the movie with Mark Wahlberg? I want to say that one had Mark Wahlberg. If it is, I have not seen it. Yeah, Mark Wahlberg, I like him in some movies. I shouldn't say a lot, but I'm not like the person who's going to run out there and always see a Mark Wahlberg movie. But I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Alrighty, so let's see what y'all are talking about in the comments section. What are y'all already talking about? Oh boy, already getting into some fanboy stuff. Oh man, the week already started. The week just begun and we're back where we usually are. Oh man. Yes, that's the one. It's one of the only movies to make me cry. Wow. That's saying something. I'll have to check it out then. I'm going to see if it's on any streaming services. Lone Survivor. Maybe it's on Hulu or something. Let's see. No, I don't see it on anything, but I'll probably catch it when it's on TV. It says it's on tomorrow, TNT at 4 p.m. Alrighty. Hey, what's up? What's up, Zero? Welcome to the chat. That's how it is. Happy gaming. That's what it should be. That's what it should be. But we might as well just dive into doing the intros. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another installment of Ask Neo. Ask Neo is the now weekly Q&A series where y'all ask me questions and I attempt to anyways, do my very best at answering them. For many viewers who have been here for the past couple of months, you would know that is kind of a struggle, but I try my very best. If you are someone who is just, they really got to get their question answered, Super Chat is an option that is available, but I will try my best to get through a lot of the stuff. If your question is basically asking something that I've already discussed on a video, I will address you to that video. So if someone's asking like, hey, what do you think about the Halo Infinite gameplay demo? You know, I did a whole video on that. So it's just to save time during the stream so we can talk about stuff that we haven't already. But yeah, so as always, you know, with the streams, I do have a little bit of housekeeping, I should say, to get out of the way beforehand. Down below in the video description, if y'all want to check that out, I have links to a couple of pages. First things first is going to be the Discord community, the Phantom Weirdos. Cannot speak today to save my life. It's been a busy day. What can I say? That's our Discord community where we all congregate, have fun, break bread, share memes. You know, if you're looking for your next best friend to play some co-op games, that is the community to do it. We are at almost 500 members strong, which is absolutely insane for the past, it's only been around for, I want to say 2 months now. Shout out to the homie Gabe. He is the manager of the Discord server. You know, he's just been making sure all the stuff behind the scenes is working okay. In addition to that, I have links down below to the Patreon community, which is just a way people have always wondered about supporting the channel. You know me, I'm never about the money. I'm just doing this because I genuinely enjoy it, and I like doing what we're doing right now, hanging out with y'all, having fun. But there were a lot of people who insisted, you know, about like supporting the channel. So I have Patreon in addition to the YouTube memberships, and every single week at the start of every show, I do like to shout out those people. So since we are on YouTube right now, I'm gonna shout those people out first. We've got 10 members as part of the YouTube family. So shout out to Dimwit Monkey, Marcus Doyle Terrell, Fostings one, who I believe I saw here in the comments section. Fosting is actually one of our mods. He does a fantastic job. So shout out to you, brother. Billy TK, Etman. I don't know why I keep saying your name like that. It's funny. Daniel Pack, Colin, my boy, who we're actually going to get to a little later on. Hudless Details, Slip CE, and Burnt Easy, formerly known as Watts, but I will always call him Atlanta because he's from Atlanta. So, yeah, you know, shout out to all the members here. I appreciate y'all's support. To answer Edmond's question about the whole Discord thing, I'm trying to figure out what is going on with that, because I left it up to Gabe to fix that stuff, and I'm not sure if he got busy or what, because we were trying to make the private community for the members, and it was like this weird issue that was going on. But anyone who is watching the show right now, if you are a member of like the Patreon or the YouTube family, just send me a direct message on Discord. I'll get a notification and I'll answer that until we figure out what is going on with the private Discord server thing. But yeah, there's that as far as the YouTube thing is concerned. And now we're going to shout out to all the Patreon members. I'm wondering, where did this tab go? The tab just disappeared. That is very strange. Let me just load up Patreon again. Okay, there we go. All right, so now let's get on to the Patreons, the Patreon section right here. Thank you so much to all the members on Patreon, starting at the bottom with Trevor, Amazing JD, Joel, Gaius, Sean, Daniel, 2003 Honda Civic. I never get tired of saying that. That shit is too funny, bro. Snunja, Darius, Jake, Neck Crusher, and Rich. So shout out to y'all. Thank you so much for the support. So going back to what I mentioned before about Colin, my boy. If anyone who's been following the streams, you would know Colin. You know, he's a big supporter of the channel. He actually donated to be part of the Hokage tier, which lets him come on the show, ask questions, just for y'all to get to know Colin, and you know, all the good stuff. He's a dope ass dude. He's gonna be joining us within like the next half hour or so. I told him on Discord. He says he's going to be try his best to be available at that time. But yeah, you know, like whether it's in the next 30 minutes or the next hour, Colin will be making an appearance on the show. So yeah, thank you guys so much for the support on all those things. And like I said, y'all, I just do this for the fun of it, you know, to break bread with y'all. It's never about, hey, we have to reach this subscriber goal or this donation goal, or else I'm not going to do this again, because I wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for y'all. So I just keep it moving, man. That's what it's all about. So yeah, we have a couple of super chats while I was talking right now. So $5 from the homie Purified Storm Grant, another big supporter of the channel. How do you stream Xbox to Twitch, and how do you talk? Okay, so as far as streaming Xbox from Twitch, you can do it natively via the console. So you download the Twitch app from the store, and then you go about doing that. It's actually really simple. The only problem is that you cannot view the chat when you're streaming. So that's someplace where the PlayStation 4 equivalent of the app is much better, because you can have the chat there. With the Xbox, it's literally just streaming, and you have to pull it up on like a cell phone or a laptop or something like that. But if you want to talk, all you have to do is just plug in a microphone to your controller like any other thing, and it'll just pick up the audio in the settings. So it's a very simple process, albeit kind of bare bones by comparison to PlayStation, where it's just all in the box. But it is still a nice feature to be able to stream really good quality from the consoles. I was streaming the Final Fantasy 15 DLC from Twitch directly from my Xbox, and it was like outputting at 60 frames per second, 1080p. Shit was looking crispy, man. And to round out the super chats from right now, before we get back to the regular questions, we have a $10 one from Brian, another big supporter of the channel. Just finished watching Yu Yu Hakusho, and while I love the anime, I felt that the ending was a bit underwhelming. I read that Yoshiro Togashi was stressed and rushed to finish the manga. What do you think? Okay, so right now, y'all, we are going to be diving into some spoilers about Yu Yu Hakusho. If you've not seen Yu Yu Hakusho or read it before, it is a manga anime from the early 1990s. It is my all-time favorite series, and I love it to death. You know, I always preach the gospel about Yu Yu Hakusho. I've purchased it so many different times on DVD and Blu-ray, and I shouldn't, but I'm about to buy it again just because they came out with steelbooks. But you know, one of the weaker aspects, and rightfully so, that's been criticized with the Yu Yu Hakusho is that it peaks, you know, halfway through the series, and then it does like a slow decline towards the end, and it just kind of fizzles out instead of like having a big bang. And honestly, I think it is evident when you do read the series or watch the anime, whichever. You could tell that Togashi was kind of getting tired of certain things about it, and just him kind of wrapping things up with another tournament. You know, some people I've seen dissection saying, oh, well, it's supposed to be symbolic of the Dark Tournament, what they did with that. But it's like I liked aspects of it dealing with the three kings and Yusuke finding his resolve when it was always fighting and saving the world just to save the world. I didn't like the way they handled things with it. So it did feel kind of awkward and janky to an extent. But, you know, to me, that doesn't really... It doesn't break my overall experience and what I got watching the show, from like the very early episodes to the Dark Tournament saga and some of the stuff that was in Chapter Black. I had so much fun with the series from that standpoint, that even though the ending wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be, it was just like, whatever. But yeah, thank you so much for the support, Grant, and Brian, for the super chats. Again, this is just a reminder, if anyone here is a member who's watching the stream like Etmon, if y'all have any questions, send it directly to me on Discord, so that way your questions will get the priority until we figure out what's happening with the private Discord community for the members. But yeah, that's basically the gist of everything, y'all. I'm going to start answering some of the questions here. And if you are asking questions, don't feel the need to really spam them, because I'll try my best to get to them. I'm literally working my way down right now, so you know, like, continually to spam the questions, it's not going to make me see them even more. But yeah, so let's start up at the top right over here, y'all. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Let's get to some questions. And hello to all the people watching right now, because I see there's a bunch of people joining right now. Hello to y'all. Sit back, relax, enjoy the stream while you're driving to work, driving home from work, making dinner, or you're just trying to drown out your wife and kids, or your husband and kids, whichever. But yeah, let's see what these questions are. Alrighty. So from Shadow 1995, is Breath of the Wild the best game on the Switch? It's one of the best games on the Switch, honestly. It took me a while to come around to really understanding what the game was. I mean, I still have my issues with Breath of the Wild, but it's still a fantastic game, and it's definitely one of the reason why that game has such a high attach rate to the Switch. You know, not only because it was the only game to play on the Switch for the longest time, but I think it's just because of what the game excels at. It excels in exploration and you spending more time in the game, and for a lot of people, they put hundreds of hours into that game trying to unearth so many different things about it, and they're still finding new things to play. It's so weird because Breath of the Wild, it doesn't really flaunt the fact that, you know how like open world games nowadays, they always try to pimp out, hey, we have like 30 billion side quests and this, that, and the third. Breath of the Wild doesn't really do that. It just kind of throws you into the world. You make your own fun, and you're just like, wow, I didn't even know I could do that. Like, there's stuff to this day that I'm seeing people do with Breath of the Wild that's just so... like the physics engine in that game is ridiculous, but it's really cool. It's a really cool game, and I still have to go through the DLC. I haven't gotten my game back from my sister yet, because she's been playing through that and Fire Emblem. Look at Neo, so inspirational, so motivational, so sensational. Oh, awesome game. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. But alrighty, let's see. Oh wow, Jiminator coming through with a 13.99 Canadian super chat. Do you listen to rock? I did until recently, and I realized that it isn't just screaming. I think it can reach many emotions that any genre really can't reach, and I've grown so much. Oh, well, that's good to know, man. Yeah, for me, I mean, I grew up listening to rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, like out of all the genres of music, I think that's the one that I gravitate towards the most. And yeah, it is like when you start opening your mind and expanding it to different genres of music that you really like, some people are like, oh no, this thing can't be emotional, or this thing can't strike a chord with you. I think you're going to be, you're opening yourself to more types of music and what you can get from that. And rock is just one of those genres, no different from hip hop, no different from, you know, a lot of the stuff that's going on. You know, people have issues with country music, but you know, there's a couple of country songs that I enjoy and I like, and I'm like, oh, okay, that really that slaps. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. That's good that you're growing, man. That's great. And appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you. Alrighty. Let's see. What's up, Neo? Did you actually talk to Persona? Well, me and Persona, we go way back, bro. We met a few years ago at PlayStation Experience, and you know, we follow each other on Twitter. We always do like back and forths, and I've always been a fan of his interview series where he gets people from the community, he interviews them, and it's a lot of fun. So he asked me if I wanted to be on. I said, hell yeah, I'd be honored, man. And that's what's going to be going down tomorrow. I'm going to be interviewed by Persona Talks. His YouTube channel is basically the same thing. I'll be on it tomorrow, I believe, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If y'all are interested in watching a live Q&A of sorts, that'll be fun. Alrighty. Let's see. Did you see how the Xbox Series X is $600? Yeah, I've been seeing that $600 thing floating around, and honestly, I don't really think I'm gonna speak on it. Like, I was thinking about doing a video, giving my thoughts, like, oh, this is probably why it is, because of blah, 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 but I don't think Microsoft is going to charge $600 for it. I think that's suicide nowadays to release a game console, especially in this environment, for $600. I mean, look what happened to the PlayStation 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the easiest thing. And, you know, if the Series X is really this colossal powerhouse, this beast of a machine, and $600 is what it's worth, then cool. But I don't think that they would actually want to sell it at that price. I think they'd rather take it they'd sell it at a loss, undercut Sony, and just hopefully sell enough of those and have Game Pass bundled in so it makes up for it. Because $600, like, I think $500 is the most people would spend on a new console. $600, I think that's really pushing it as far as, you know, getting it into people's houses. Because there's a lot of people who, you know, they bought the PS4 because that shit was $400. That's a very attractive price. $399 for a new console out the gate nowadays, that's actually really good. But $600, that extra $200, again, you guys, you have to look at the optics of things. It doesn't matter how many like great games they have, whether Halo Infinite launched on that, whether, let's just say, Fable launched on that. $600, I don't know. I feel like that's just a little too much. Why is this dog barking? Oh, it's because of the thunder that's going on outside. Hold on one second, guys. I'm gonna go get the doggo, see what's happening with him. All right, y'all, I'm back. He was barking at the thunder. He doesn't really like it. But yeah, to finish up to talk about the $600 thing, it's based off of the whole, what was that thing? The Monster Energy drink, when you take the number and you divide it, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's actually going to be the price. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I don't really spend the energy thinking about what it could be. You know what I'm saying? So it's just whatever. It's like a dead issue to me. I'll just keep it moving. I'm not going to be buying the Series X at least for a year and a half. So I'm aight. Let's see. All right, so this is an interesting question. If you had to give away one of your consoles, which console would you give up? So if you're talking about current consoles right now, which one would I give up? Current consoles right now. So if you're talking about like Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch, I would say that I would probably give up my PlayStation 4 if it didn't have all those banger exclusives, right? Because if you're just looking at it from multi-platform machines, I would keep the Xbox because it's much better. But the PlayStation 4 has got all those freaking exclusives. It's got those Japanese games, so I can't give it up, plain and simple. So it would have to be the Xbox because the Nintendo Switch, with its exclusives, is giving me experiences that I can't play on Xbox or PlayStation. Same thing for PlayStation. And since I have my PC, I get all those Xbox games anyway. So honestly, Xbox, it's got to go in this scenario. It really does. If Xbox had all of the exclusives, and I'm not talking about console exclusives, because we know that shit is dead. It's going to be all on PC. But if Xbox had like more exclusives worth fighting for, you know what I'm saying? Then maybe it would be kind of like a rough scenario. But right now, it would have to be my Xbox. Because even though I love the thing, it's great. It's just like if you can only choose one, you know what I'm saying? Why do you think fanboys are hating on Flight Simulator getting a high Metacritic score? Well, that's your answer right there. It's fanboys being fanboys. They're gonna play this Metacritic game until the cows come home, and that's how it is. I mean, me, myself, and I'm glad Flight Simulator is getting good scores. I mean, I don't have a lot of interest in it. I am going to be playing it considering it looks like I've never played that type of game before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really big into simulators. So the fact that it's coming onto Game Pass, I'm just like, oh, I'll try that out. That's one of the benefits of having Game Pass. But for people to hate on it for no reason, it's just the fanboy arguments back and forth for no reason, Hey, Neo, how come you don't do the podcast with Game Inspection and the boys anymore? It was good. Well, we're trying to coordinate another session, but it's just been the timing over the past year or so that's really made it cumbersome because, I work weekends usually because I told you one of my jobs, guys, I work at a restaurant, and you want to be there evenings so you can make money. So usually it's been on days where we're all free, and then maybe one or two of the members aren't free. So it's just the timing, but we're trying our best. Or we have to record a Dragon Ball podcast here soon, so we're gonna go ahead and see if we can make that work before shit gets even crazier. Hey, Neil, will you be getting Dragon Quest XI on Xbox or PlayStation? I'll be getting it on Xbox. You want to know why? Because it's on Game Pass, baby. I own that game on PlayStation 4. I own the definitive edition on Switch. And I'm just like, yo, I'm going to play that shit on Xbox. Because I'm going to play that at like a great resolution. Because I like playing it on the Switch. I really do. The extra content is awesome. That resolution is just a little too low when you're playing it on a 4K TV. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? You get spoiled by those sort of things. Damn, that Avengers beta sucks to me. What are your thoughts about it? Well, the Avengers beta, I actually just recorded a whole video on it. I have to edit it. It's everything that I expected, for better or for worse. It's literally just a prettier version of Marvel Ultimate Alliance with all the fun sucked out of it. Like, that's the one thing I loved about Ultimate Alliance, is that it knew what it was going for in every game. But with this Avengers game, it's taking itself too seriously because it's trying to do everything, but at the same time, it doesn't have a grasp of what those things are. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's trying to be this online co-op game with your friends. It's trying to do this games as a service evolving platform. It's trying to have a story somewhere there. Yet, it doesn't do any of those things great. It doesn't do a great loot system. The performance is all over the place. I know it's a beta. I get it. I understand that. But this game comes out in less than 3 weeks, guys. Less than 3 weeks. I don't think that game is going to be much better. The only way I can see this game getting better is if it's a work in progress over the next 2 years, which is my biggest problem with these games as a service. Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, No Man's Sky, all these games, they come out, they're not good. It takes them like a year and change to get better. And it's like, yo, you just spent money on this game, and now you have to, like, literally, when you buy some of these games, you buy them in the hopes that they're going to keep supporting it. And that's the worst thing, man. That seriously is. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe in 2 years it'll be a good game. Oh, we got a $5 super chat from Mercy Buckets. Love your stuff and keep up the great work. I don't have an interesting money question for you this week because it's snooze news from the console market. Oh, well, thank you for that, Mercy. I appreciate the support. And yeah, it's been pretty dry, which is why you guys haven't seen too many like news videos from me, because there hasn't been much to talk about. Which is why I'm doing a video talking about the Avengers beta, and I'll just be doing some other videos that are less timely topics. They're more about like some of the stuff we talk about here. Like I'm working on a whole video where I just go over like a lot of the nostalgic moments of my life, like when I got the Wii and when I got the 360 and when I got the PS3, and talking about things like those. And we have a $2 super chat from Mexican Zoidberg. Have some of my stimulus money, you beautiful man. Oh, I appreciate you, Zoidberg. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Speaking of stimulus, yo, when are we going to be getting Trump Bucks round 2? That's what I want to know. $5 super chat from Hops FA. How do you feel about PlayStation Now when comparing it to Xbox Game Pass? Well, honestly, PlayStation Now, you know, I actually used the service when it first came out, and I didn't really have too many fond things to say. It's gotten better since then, you know, like since they introduced the subscription models and they bolstered the game lineup library. It's great. But I don't think it really competes with Xbox Game Pass, because Game Pass, even though they share a lot of the same games, Game Pass just gets a lot more of the bigger titles like Red Dead Redemption 2, Devil May Cry 5. Like they get a lot more of those like really big current games you want to play. Like I'm trying to think like what was some of the biggest stuff they had on PlayStation Now. Control, that was a big deal when they put that there. And I mean, yeah, you could stream the first Red Dead Redemption, but it's streaming. You know, you're playing it at 720p. You got to deal with latency. At least with Xbox, when they put their backwards compatible games on there, you can download those games, no questions asked. So I like Game Pass a lot more as a service. I think there's more value attached to Game Pass than PlayStation Now. I think if Sony was smart, they would start putting at least some of their older titles on there. You know, after a few years, you know, they start putting those games there. They have a few on there. They got Bloodborne, and I've seen a couple of other titles, but as a whole, not really. It just seems like that service that is existing in the background for Sony. And, you know, it's like Sony, they do a lot of things. They dip their toe in a lot of waters, but they never want to just leap into it. It's always just chilling over there in the corner. And, I mean, when you look at the subscriber numbers for PlayStation Now, not that many people are subscribed to it as opposed to Game Pass. So, I mean, that kind of speaks for itself. Like, there's an audience of people, but not enough to really justify it. And I feel like everyone is thinking the same thing, you know what I'm saying? But hello to all the people joining the chat right now. Hello to everybody. We have got a grand total of 114 people watching, so shout out to y'all. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day. Hey, we got Huddless Details. What's up, Neo? What's up? Yes, everyone is hyped about this flight simulator. Who's going to be downloading it? I was going to download it today, but I saw that thing was like 152 gigs, and I was like, ooh, damn. Holy shit. So I'm just going to turn on. I'll just like leave it downloading when I go to sleep. That's wild. 150 something gigs, man. My God. That shit was crazy, man. Let's see. Damn, everyone's going in on this Avengers game. Holy shit. Do you like Bleach more than Yu Yu Hakusho? No. Bleach is poor man's Yu Yu Hakusho. And it didn't know how long it was overstaying its welcome. Are you planning on playing Battletoads when it comes out? Yes, I am. I actually got it preloaded already. For whatever reason, it's like 20 gigs on Xbox, and it's only 11 gigs on PC. I don't know why. That Xbox stuff is weird. Let's see. Yeah, supposedly there is supposed to be an Xbox show within the next couple of weeks. That's what Phil Spencer said apparently in an interview, like when we're talking about August. But I don't think it's really going to be that big of a show if they haven't talked about it yet. You know what I'm saying? They probably went back to the drawing board with a lot of things like, uh-oh. Kind of screwed up that July presentation. We got to fix something. Hey, Neo, if Epic wins the lawsuit against Apple, do you think xCloud and Stadia could be on the App Store in the future? I mean, anything is possible. When it comes to these trillion-dollar companies, y'all, like, this whole back and forth thing, Epic is trying to spin this as we're advocating for the consumer rights. guys, look at the optics. Like, they had all this stuff prepped, ready to go, because they knew what Apple's response would be. They're just trying to use the consumers to fight their battle for them. These are trillion-dollar corporations. They make deals behind the scenes all the freaking time. You know, don't be fooled by these things. And I'm not saying this as a response to you get employed, but, you know, if they really wanted to come to some type of an agreement on getting Stadia and xCloud on the App Store, they would. But they just don't want to. One person seems to value their service more than what this person is offering to put it on the store. So it's, we'll see. Yeah, there's been a lot of rumors going around about the PlayStation 5 supposedly not being able to handle games at like 60 frames per second at 1080p. Guys, I keep stressing this to y'all. Wait for the games to come out. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to hear 50 different things from 50 different people. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless we actually see the games for our with our eyes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how simple I can make this. Don't really trust everything you see on the internet. Some of which, if you start seeing it like regurgitating constantly, maybe just be like, this is spooky. But until we actually see it, we gonna chill. I can't believe that Avengers game was something people were hyped about. Bro, I wanted to be excited about it. It's a freaking Avengers game. It's a big budget Avengers game. It's a big budget Avengers game that has all these crazy microtransactions. That's the problem there. Hey, Neo, what do you think about the rumor of EA Play joining Game Pass? I think it's a bit impossible, but who knows? Sorry about my English mistakes. I'm Brazilian. No, first off, you did that sentence structured very, very well, Vinny, so good on you. And EA Play joining Game Pass, I think that'd be a great idea. You know, do some type of collaboration going on. I think that's great, you know. We'll just have to see what happens long term, because, you know, both of these companies are in it for the money, and if one of which, like what's happening right now on the App Store, if they deem that ours is worth a lot more, then hey, we're not going to put it on there. But EA has been playing ball recently with other companies like Valve. They're putting their games back on Steam, and they're making a killing off those games on Steam, which it just goes to show you, if you are a third-party publisher, unless you've got so much freaking clout to compete against some of these bigwigs, don't be coming on here with your own type of platform. Like Origin, it just sort of existed. We only went with Origin because we were required to go with Origin, you know what I'm saying? The Epic Games Store is, like, I think the first storefront that's really put pressure on Steam in a while. And even then, it's still not up to that level. So when I see all these companies trying to do that, make their own services, like Ubisoft with Uplay, like, fam, your games sell better on Steam by default. We know this. Let's just cut it out. Alrighty. Persona 5 on the Switch makes too much sense. It does, which is why Atlas won't give us Persona 5 on Switch. But then again, Atlas, they just be doing some weird things. They were so shocked that Persona 4 on PC sold a lot. Atlas, I love you, but I hate you. Hey, what's going on, Soma? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Yo, that's right, y'all. Also, shout out to the homegirl Bree. How you doing, Bree? I don't know if y'all have heard this yet, but Ghost of Tsushima is getting a co-op mode, a free co-op mode, seemingly out of nowhere. Yo, like, who is checking for this? Sucker Punch, Sucker Gods? Dude, like, I just can't fucking wait. I watched that trailer probably like 3 times today. Ugh, I can't wait for that. Just squatting up with the boys, taking down these Mongol strongholds. Whew, my God. And they said no microtransactions. What? It's crazy that we have to applaud that in 2020. It's crazy how things work. It's crazy. Alrighty. Oh, Colin is here. Colin is here. Hold on. Let me see if he's Colin is here in the chat. Let me see if he's I gotta message him. Colin, you ready to come on the show, bro? If you got some questions, or do you need some time to think it over? Alrighty. So this question is coming from Etman. He's got a question for y'all. Chris, talk about KissAnime. Yes, so if y'all are unfamiliar with what's going on, maybe you don't follow anime at all, but KissAnime just went down. And it's brought up this whole discussion here recently about the legitimacy of these fan sites by comparison to using official means, Crunchyroll, Funimation, Hulu, Netflix, things like that. And, you know, there's always been pushback from people who are in the industry, like voice actors versus the fans, all boiling down to the subject of piracy. And honestly, I know this is not going to be the popular answer, but I'm kind of indifferent to KissAnime going down. I don't mind it because on the one hand, I understand where a lot of these people are coming from, because I think what happens a lot with anime fans is we really get into this. I think anime fans, more than any other people in any medium, they're into this like weird over romanticization of anime, where just because it exists, they have some sort of God-given right to see it or to read it without spending money that brings it back full circle so the artists can keep doing what they're doing. Now, of course, you get into the arguments with some people saying, well, you know, like, yeah, I read it online for free, I buy it online from a shady site, and that way I'm supporting the industry and all that stuff. You see, you get into the argument of a slippery slope where people say, I read it when it's free online, and then I support it when it comes out, yet they don't do that. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's kind of a case of, well, I really like watching these anime, and I like reading these mangas, so I want to support it when it comes out. For the longest time, the anime industry has been very slow to adapt with the growing digital market, as we've seen how long it took them to have services like Crunchyroll and Funimation now, and, you know, put their anime on Hulu, Netflix. It took so long. It wasn't until like the past 10 years or so where it really got off the ground. So on some level, I can understand and I can see where the rise of digital content, especially with a lot of people using these sites, kind of lit the fire under Japan's ass that, hey, we have to really adapt to the times. Because that is true. Like these sites, like I think it was like 2009, 2008, 2009 was when they started showing Naruto Shippuden legally in the United States. They had it on Naruto.com, but it was in a really shitty player, and the episodes were always way behind Japan. And of course, things have gotten better since then. We have simulcast and even simuldub, so things have gotten better because they were trying to beat the bootleggers. So on some level, I can see where, in the grand scheme of things, the bootleggers had their place in anime history with kind of pushing stuff. As weird as that sounds, you know, I'm not glorifying piracy. I'm just saying that the fact that the pirates were able to get on digital platforms first as opposed to the official companies is kind of like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, they had better players on these fan sub sites. Like, what? But now, that's not the case anymore, because the vast majority of these shows are available on all these services. Of course, you can cherry pick some shows that don't get subbed by some of these services like Crunchyroll and Funimation, things like that. Yeah, that's always going to exist, but that's just in general. You know, there's a lot of games that unfortunately never get localized here in the States. They're available if you want to buy them from Japan. You just got to play them in Japanese, or, you know, all the other things that go around that. But it comes back to the concept of entitlement. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, for the longest time, they were saying that they were going to support it, and then they don't when it comes out here. Anime is, as big as it is now, it's still very much so a niche hobby. It really is. Anime sales, I think it was like 10 years ago, they only made up like 1% of the overall DVD market of things. And there's a lot of things that went into that. I mean, the way some of these companies went about releasing titles, they would release them in janky packaging, and sometimes they would just drop the series, or they'd start like halfway here and then they don't release the first half. Like, the anime industry in the States is not innocent in that respect. But I think what it boils down to, after all this stuff of me talking, is that if it's available through legal means, support it. Like, anime is so cheap nowadays. It's cheaper than it's ever been. And I feel like if you are a person who, if you got the money to go out there and buy game consoles and buy games and do whatever you do and say you can't afford anime, I'm sorry, that's disingenuous. Like, we're all not 12 years old anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only people who I can even give a pass to this are people who live in areas where they don't have Crunchyroll, and they have to use things like, there's some people I know in some countries there, they pay for VPNs to pay for a Crunchyroll subscription to watch their anime. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are legal hoops that they have to jump through in order to get anime in some of those countries, which I understand it is a process. But for people to over romanticize it, saying that, you know, this is why anime was bigger than it ever was, I don't know. People just like to defend that sort of shtick. But yeah, there's always work to be done as far as things in the industry are concerned, things getting better. Or there always is, which is why we gotta be vocal about these sort of things. But yeah, that's my very long answer to a simple question, Edmana. Hopefully it was very satisfactory. We'll see. Alrighty. So let's see. Colin, message me on Discord if you are ready to come on the show right now or not. Alrighty. So for people who are asking about the Xbox being 600, I already spoke about that a little while ago, so I might have to do a whole video on that because people are wondering. We'll see. We shall see. Neo, you killed it on Unlocked. Well, thank you for that, Mark. I appreciate that. Do you think Halo Infinite will actually end up looking good enough by next year to please anyone? Well, I mean, we'll just have to see, man. We'll have to see what happens from now until whenever they release it, because if it's only a 3-month delay, I don't realistically think the game is going to be getting that much work done. But if it ends up launching in like the summer or maybe even next year, who knows? Nothing is off the table. Maybe. But it's kind of weird when you look at the entirety of Halo Infinite. You know, this game has been in development for almost 5 years. And for them to realize right now that they were having some type of development problems is kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was something that happened in like year 2, yeah. But this game was literally like, yeah, we're going to release this in 3 months. It's kind of strange. Alrighty. Hey, what's going on, Stu? Stu Foe, what's up, brother? What's up? Good to see you, man. And shout out to all the people who are watching right now. We got 136. We're going strong. Shout out to y'all. Happy Monday. Alrighty. Have you ever played Battlefield? Because I'm thinking of playing it. Yeah, I played Battlefield. The most amount of time I spent was on Battlefield 3. After that, I kind of fizzled out of the series. Well, actually, no. Battlefield 3, if we're talking like recent-ish games, but the most time I spent was in, it was a tie between Bad Company 2 and 1942. I played a lot of those. A lot of hours in those games, man. And I had the most fun in those games. The newer ones, I know, like, people said a lot of good things about Battlefield 4. I put a bit of time into it on PS4. It was definitely fun, but it didn't scratch the same itch, man. I'm sure y'all know this. Y'all have a game that's like that. I'm doing good, Stu. I'm doing good, brother. You know, just taking things day by day, adjusting to life now that I'm back at both jobs and still doing the YouTube stuff. But it's been good, man. It's been good. I'm not gonna lie. We just taking it day by day. All right. Neo, what's your take on limited exclusives? Do you think it motivates you on getting the console to play them, or do you think it hurts sales? Well, if you're talking about timed exclusives, I feel like, unfortunately, they have their place in the industry. And for a lot of people, they say that timed exclusives, they don't care about them. It motivates them to buy things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a ton of people who bought a PS4 just to play Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like, there's always going to be that one game for somebody. It's like, yep, I'm buying a console, and I'm gonna. That's it. That's literally it. When they could wait a whole year for it to come to their platform, there are people who are like that. So, I mean, I think it's stupid if it's something like Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider, I think, is the worst example. Why do you come out with the sequel, which is multi-plat, and then the first game is multi-plat, and then the sequel is timed exclusive for a freaking year on consoles? You know, it came to PC like 3-4 months later, which I thought was very weird. Like, wow. So it's not really that exclusive. But a whole time, like a year for it to be on one system, that's dumb. You know what I'm saying? But the worst form of timed exclusive content, I think, is probably for DLC. Destiny is the worst example. Like the fact that there was content that was locked to PlayStation platforms for, 3 years? 3 years. And by the time that content became unlocked, Destiny 2 was getting ready to come out. So that's just, I don't like that. But yeah, if it's timed exclusive, like for a lot of people, it gives them incentive to buy a platform. It really does. And we can sit here and say, no, it doesn't. Yeah, it does if you look at those sales numbers. Who's the best MCU character in terms of development? In terms of development, I would probably have to say, I mean, honestly, for me, it's a tie between Captain America and Iron Man, because both of them have had like the most amount of movies, you know, and they're the ones who we really got to grow and see their arcs. Tony Stark, his movies, well, his development is not limited to just the movies. It was the movies, and then, of course, what happens in the Avengers as well. Captain America, I think if you're looking at it on a trilogy basis, had the most development for his character by comparison to Tony, who needed like the other Avengers movies to do that as well. But yeah, I definitely have to go with Captain America. Some other characters did get development, like Thor. You know, when you just saw him from where he started in the first Thor movie, very brash and arrogant, and you know, I'm a god to you puny mortals, you know, that type of stuff. And then just to see him, like one of my favorite moments from Infinity War was when he was talking to Rocket Raccoon, and he just starts crying, you know, like just like literally his Thor has been through some shit, guys. He seriously has. He had to watch his mother die, his father die, his brother die, you know, like his entire homeworld destroyed, and technically, you know, through a technicality, he caused it because he had to cause it. And like he's dealing with all this stuff with this genocidal maniac Thanos going around the universe. Thor's been through some shit, you know? So I really do like his arc. I really like where he went, even in Endgame. You know, I wasn't necessarily a fan of like the fat Thor thing, but I understood like what they were going for in terms of like the depression angle, and how just because you've been through some shit and you're depressed, that doesn't make you any less worthy. So shit, it might have to be a 3-way tie between Cap, Thor, and Iron Man. Damn. Holy shit. That's a good question. Good question. Yo, there's supposed to be so many events. There was the rumored Xbox event, PlayStation event, and the Nintendo Direct. Well, we have a Nintendo Indie Direct going on. I think, what is it, tomorrow or sometime this week? I don't know. I just saw a tweet and I was like, oh, all right. But man, oh, I'll just wait for the games to come out. Jesus Christ. I don't know if y'all heard that, but it's going crazy outside, y'all. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thanos. Yeah, he literally missed the chance to end it all because he didn't go for the head. That's seriously going to fuck somebody up. Have you only played Persona 5 or you've played past entries? Oh, no, I've played almost every single Persona game. I haven't finished the first one. But, you know, I played 2, 3, 4, 5. I played, unfortunately, some of the spin-off games. But, yeah, Persona's a great series. Let's see. Bug Snacks is going to be the killer app of PlayStation. I don't know what y'all talking about, but honestly, if PlayStation really wants to sell the PS5, they got to get Knack 3 popping. Like, we can't go a whole generation without another Knack. Like, Knack saved PlayStation. I don't know what y'all talk about, but Knack, man, Knack did so much. Are you going to play Wasteland 3? It looks awesome. Yes, I will. Anything that's coming to Game Pass, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it a fair look. And again, that's one of the best things about the service. You can find your next best game. Do you think Microsoft will release xCloud for PC? I think at some point they might do that. I think that's the next market for them to tap into because they have the phone thing. I think eventually they'll have it where you can stream those games to your Xbox, so you don't necessarily need to have a physical version or have a download for it if you're subscribed to Game Pass. Well, that's the thing, though. Because I know with xCloud being introduced to Game Pass, one of the biggest things is that you can stream those games wherever. So I guess if you have the console, if you didn't want to download those games, you could still stream them. That's not bad if you want to try a game out, see if you like it, as opposed to like downloading 80 gigs and realizing this thing is a piece of shit. That's not a bad idea. What do you think about the COD 2020 leak? So I haven't looked into it. All I know is that isn't it supposed to be like Black Ops Cold War or something? I have no idea. Oh, the dog. Poor Nugget. He's just barking like crazy. Yeah, it's really raining like crazy out there. Have you seen The Boys? Oh, yes, I have seen The Boys. I absolutely loved the first season. And I can't wait for the second one. Because everything I want to talk about The Boys, I kind of tend to dip into spoiler territory. And I know some people haven't seen it yet. So, trying to be nice. Bro, be honest with me. Is Kakarot worth $35? It's on sale. No, it's not. Fear No Hate. Listen, Fear No Hate, maybe you love anime games. Maybe they're your cup of tea. Maybe this is just the game you've been waiting for. Honestly, go look up gameplay for it. Go look up gameplay for it. If it seems to tickle your fancy, go for it. But, man, these anime games, the only good anime game that's come out in the past, 5 years has been Fighters. Everything else has just been mediocre at best to okay. Nothing has ever been great. So that Kakarot game, even though it's sold a lot, nah. The Storm series, past 5 years of Storm series, mind you. We had Storm 4. That was okay. But it's established that the Storm series has been okay. So it's kind of like you don't really count it in there. Was Jump Force trash? I'm going to let you be the judge of that. What do you want out of Final Fantasy 16? What do I want out of Final Fantasy 16? Versatile, how do you... This man be lurking like crazy. I don't be saying nothing, and then he just come in here talking about, oh, did I hear Naruto? Man. Oh, this guy Versatile. But what do I want out of Final Fantasy 16? Honestly... I just want them to reinvent the whole franchise. That's what I want with this game. I want them to give it a fresh coat of paint. I want a new creative director on it. I want someone who's legit just been far away from the Final Fantasy franchise. I want someone different. I want someone who maybe he could be employed in the Square Enix realm of he's worked on other games, other franchises. I want to see other developers, take a crack at some of these games. I got nothing against some of the old guard developers, but we need something different, man. I'd maybe like it if the story was just on this crazy level of start thinking about some things. Maybe some alternate endings of some stuff. Maybe a robot girl. I don't know. I feel like I'm describing another game from another developer who rhymes with Maro. But yeah, I would like for that in a Final Fantasy game. Alrighty. Shinobi Striker was fun for 2 weeks. Damn, if I spent $60 on a game and I dropped it after 2 weeks. That couldn't be me, Chief. Did you like Gravity Rush? Yes, I actually really enjoyed Gravity Rush. I played it on the Vita. I have it on the PS4 right here. Still in the packaging. I haven't opened it because I got it. I thought I was going to play it even though I played it on the Vita. But apparently this game has gone up in price tremendously. So I think at some point, if I can get a good price, I'll probably sell it. Oh, man. Let's see. What kind of notion do you think will be said amongst the gaming community if the Series X is more expensive than the PS5, but the Series S is cheaper? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play out if the Series X is more expensive than the PS5, but the Series S is cheaper. Because I like the idea of the Series S in the sense that I think that they could tap into a whole new market of people who just want a game. And that's it. They want to get all these games. They're not worried about all the crazy specs and things like that. Provided they can get the game and they can run it at good settings, they're good. But I think that the Series X needs to be the same price as the PS5. It has to be. It can't be more expensive. They cannot get away with a console that is more expensive than PlayStation. I'm sorry. No matter what the power says, they can't do it. I'm just going to be honest. It's got to be the same price as the PS5, if not a little cheaper. And especially, it can't be no $600. PlayStation can't get away with a $600 console. You saw what happened the first time? I did not enjoy the Avengers beta that much. Versatile. Sad we don't know when Dying Light 2 is coming out. Really sucks. What is it? Wait. Oh, I was reading two different comments from the same person. Yeah, Dying Light 2 is just kind of whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, where's this game been? I haven't been following it. All I know is they keep talking about it. And it's like never coming out. Oh, what's up, Atlanta? How you doing, bro? Atlanta, what's up? Hey, Atlanta, I'm sorry, bro. I'm just trying to get through all these comments, man. You know how it is, bro. We got a bunch of people watching. Shout out to the 148. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying my best. There's just too many amazing people here. Yo, that Kenna game. That should be looking nice. Hello, Dominic. Hey, Julian Harris. How you doing, brother? Yeah, honestly, right now, y'all, I don't mind 4K 30, but I'd much rather 1440p 60. That's like the sweet spot for me right now on PC. I'll be playing stuff at 1440p. That shit looking crispy. It running great. That's what I'm talking about. 4K, 20 frames per second. Oh, that ain't for me, fam. Like I'm playing that Avengers beta. That shit like at 4K. That shit at 4 frames sometimes, man. That shit wild. All right. Would you ever become a YouTube gamer where you're constantly posting game videos? I mean, I don't really like to classify myself as like a gamer type thing. I just post whatever I feel like talking about. So sometimes it's video games. Sometimes I'm talking about like Blu-rays and then other random stuff. I mean, I'm not really into the whole like gameplay compilation things. If I do ever do YouTube like full time, it'd probably just be more of this, more of commentary on stuff in the news and gaming worlds, in addition to just some other stuff. So maybe we'll see. Everyone keeps asking, what is the best Halo in your opinion? Well, my favorite Halo is Halo Reach. I had the most fun playing Halo Reach. I love the online, and I have a lot of fond memories with it. I know it's not the Halo game everyone mentions. Everybody talks about the first one, talk about Halo 3. But there was something about Reach I really enjoyed. I had a lot of fun playing it. So I would say Halo Reach. Oh, snap. We got a $2.99 super chat from Guard Me. Shout out my boy, Your Rage. It's his B-Day today. Well, happy birthday, Your Rage. From your boy, Guard Me. Shout out to you. Hope you have a good one. And if it's anyone else's birthday today, happy birthday to you. If it's your birthday this week, happy birthday to you. If it's your birthday this month even, happy birthday to you. I ain't gonna sing the song, though. What are your thoughts on YouTubers like Hero, Hey, and Yellow Flash? Well, I don't really follow either. I've seen Yellow Flash name thrown around. Let me just double check to confirm, because I have a feeling I know what they talk about, but I just want to confirm it. I have a bad feeling. Oh God. Okay. I'm just judging based off of the thumbnails and stuff. I don't know. I'm not a fan of like these sensationalist type channels who take what somebody says and they just run with it. Like it's no better than the crazy zealots we see in the media. I don't know if this Yellow Flash person made videos about Brie Larson, but just based off the titles, it comes off like he would be in the group of people who would just make a video on Brie Larson having a YouTube channel and why that's the worst thing in the world or something. I don't know. Those, to each their own. I guess you got to do what you got to do to get the clicks, but like the lengths that some of these people are going, everything is an attack on men and blah blah blah. And oh God, I get tired. I get tired. I'm like, yo, come on, y'all. Life isn't about this. Step outside. Just the same thing we say. It's like the anti-SJW crowd has gotten just as bad as the regular SJW crowd when you think about it. And then it makes the people like me in the middle who are just like, yes, we need representation, but not forced representation. And we're all not like all these crazy bigots who think just having a black person here is just terrible. And, you know, it just, the people in the middle, we get fucked out of everybody, man. The quartering geeks and gamers. Yup, exactly. Those, ugh. But yeah, the less said, the better. Imagine if Stephen A. Smith was a gaming YouTuber. Oh, I would subscribe to that channel in a heartbeat. I would love that, man. Stephen A. Smith is the GOAT. He's straight up like my go-to for reactions. I love it. We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, run amok, led astray, and flat out deceived. I'm here to tell you, We don't care. Oh my god. Do you have high hopes for Call of Duty 2020 Zombies? I hope it's good. I really do. But I don't know, man. Black Ops 4, from the majority of people who I talk to, they said it's just whatever. So we'll see. Maybe it's like every other Zombies game now, where they don't miss. Shout out to the homie Guard Me for the $4.99 super chat. Like always, 160 people watching, not 100 likes. Hit that like button for my boy Neo. Oh shit, Guard Me is calling y'all out. I haven't even been looking at the likes. Let me go see this shit. He says there's 160 people watching and there's not even 100 likes. Is this true, guys? Is this true? This can't be. Let's just see if he's right. Oh, he's right. This can't be. We got 166 people watching, only 74 likes. Oh man, y'all gonna disappoint Guard Me? Hit that like button. Help this man out. Help this man out. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the stream. Guard Me calling y'all out. He said y'all getting this free entertainment and y'all ain't supporting. Oh shit. Alrighty, we appreciate you, Guard Me. Thank you. Yo, all these comments is killing me, bro. Neo, what do you miss about the 2000s? You know what I miss the most about the 2000s, Zoro? The 2000s were like a lawless wasteland. Just in terms of everything, in terms of like design of things, in terms of fashion, bro. The early 2000s was fucking insane. When you used to see what people used to wear when they showed up to like events, my God, they'd be wearing like the craziest things possible. Shit is wild, bro. But if I had to say personally, what do I miss the most? What I miss the most is probably just me coming home from school, watching Toonami, not having a care in the world, playing my games, no responsibilities. That was the most I missed about the early 2000s, honestly. That was it. There's kind of a pureness to everything before the internet, but at the same time, I love what the advancement in technology has afforded us. Like the fact that we're doing this right now. It's crazy. I wouldn't change this for the world. And we have a $5 super chat from the homie Rich. Oh, Rich. Shout out to Rich. He's actually one of the top patrons. And he's just an all-around cool dude. Always supporting the channel. He said he's not that good with technology, so that's probably why he didn't leave a message here. But shout out to the homie Rich. If you're on Twitter right now, send me a message, and if you have a question, I'll answer it on the stream directly, man. Cause you one of the homies, bro. One of the homies. So I'm just waiting. I got my Twitter thing open for you right now. Alrighty, but I want to give a big shout out right now to some of the mods we got in here. Oh, Tech and Jim, what's good, brother? And of course, shout out to the homie Fostings. Shout out to Fostings, cause he that dude. Colin, where are you? It's like Colin showed up and then he's not here, and I'm trying to bring him onto the show. Oh, Colin, where are you? Have you watched Star Wars: The Clone Wars? Yes, I have. Star Wars: The Clone Wars is one of the. It's an interesting show because I started watching it, and honestly, I wasn't really a fan of a lot of things that went down in it, in the sense that it's more of an anthology sort of series. It's not really something that's got like this overarching narrative attached to it. It's just literally you tune in, you watch an episode, and that's basically the gist of it. It takes place in such a small segment in the Star Wars prequel timeline that they really can't have these like crazy stories that's going to affect too much that happens. But one of the benefits of Clone Wars was the fact that it did what the prequels didn't, and it developed a lot of the characters. My God, Anakin in the Clone Wars is so different by comparison to what he is in the movies. And in fact, the Clone Wars retroactively made the prequels a little more tolerable. They didn't fix them, but they gave a lot of like backstory to some things that happened that should have been in the movie. And then of course, when you start getting into like the later stuff, it's just like it keeps ramping up. And with the last season that came out, you know, the first half of it, the last 2 hours, oh my fucking God, that's like peak Star Wars stuff. Unfortunately, Clone Wars doesn't keep that vibe for the entirety of the series. There's a lot of just random episodes that are just blech. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just go on this adventure, do this sort of thing. It's gotten so bad that like they have a list of what Clone Wars episodes to watch that are actually relevant to the plot, because a lot of them aren't. And of course, I say this and I criticize Star Wars the second Gabe comes through. It's like Gabe has got a radar in his head, like, this nigga talking shit on Star Wars. Shout out to the homie Gabe. As y'all know, Gabe is the Discord manager. In addition to just an all-around cool dude. That's the homie right there. But yes, we have, hold on. Rich just sent me a message on Twitter. Let's see what he's talking about. I'm watching live streams, man. I never miss them. I'm an electrician in electronic tech, but I'm newer to all the forms of social media. Yeah. Oh, no, man. It's all good, bro. You know, just poking fun. But I appreciate you supporting the channel, man. So if you ever have any questions, just and if I'm streaming, just ask him on the Twitter, man. He's one of the homies. So am I going to continue any playthroughs this week? Yes, there are a couple of things we're going to be continuing. Last week, I didn't really have too much time because I was just adjusting to working like the full work weeks. But we are going to start streaming Wednesday. I haven't decided which game we're going to do, but we are going to do that. A lot of people are asking about the Umbrella Academy right now. Yeah, I did watch the first season of Umbrella Academy, y'all. I actually binged it over the course of like a week or so, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. The cliffhanger was just like WTF, man. But I heard the second season is nice as well. So yeah, I just wanted to give myself a little bit of time before I dive straight into it. Because don't y'all hate it when you have a show and you really love it, so you marathon it, and then it's like, oh shit, I'm all caught up, and there's not a new season for another year and a half. Like, that's the one thing I hate about the Netflix shows, because at least when you're watching a show weekly, the time is progressing in the world. So it's not that much of a wait. But when you just binge everything, like, you just sitting there, oh, God. Like, that was me with The Boys. You know? Like, I binged all The Boys, and now it's like, well, gotta wait. What's your opinion on Funimation re-releasing Dragon Ball Z again? Well, this is just the Funimation thing to do. That's their cash cow, brother. They're putting. So for those who don't know, Funimation is putting out Dragon Ball Z, the Blu-rays, in steelbooks. And honestly, it's just, you know, that's what they do. That's what they do. Dragon Ball Z is literally gonna keep getting re-released until the end of time. And the sad thing is we're never gonna get a proper version of the show on Blu-ray. They always gonna fuck it up in some way, shape, or form. That's just what they do. That's just what they do. Yep, Castlevania. Oh God, the wait for new Castlevania stuff kills me every time. Steelbooks, you won me over. That's 291 episodes in Steelbooks, Gabe. Oh. How do you interact with older people than you? Is it awkward or cool? Define older. Are we talking like 5 to 10 years? Or are we talking like 50 plus? So me, myself, and I just treat people as such. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a cool cat, I'm going to talk to you as such. If you're someone who's being a dickhead, I'm going to treat you as such. So for me, it's just basically a case of having good social skills and what does the scenario call for. You know, if I'm at the bank or something and you're just an old person and I know we got nothing in common and we can't gel, here, just deposit the money in my account for me. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But if it's like having to form a connection with somebody, that's where you kind of have to like brush up on your social skills. Alrighty. So we have a $2 super chat from Nostalgia Trip 1. Mind telling another Staples horror story tonight? Oh man. Okay, so who was here last week for the Staples customer from, I don't even know what we gonna call him. But who was here last week? I have a few more Staples horror stories, but that was kind of like the peak of everything. So everything I tell y'all by comparison is not going to be as like grandiose. You know what I'm saying? They'll be decent, but they aren't going to be crazy. Let me think. So this isn't like a horror story, but this is something that happened when I worked there. I was unloading truck. We used to get truck every Tuesday and Thursday, right? And with the Staples that I worked at, the back room where we got the delivery truck wasn't completely leveled. So it's not like, okay, so if we're looking at it like this, you know, like you walk outside and this is what it is, right? You know, this is where the truck would be. with our particular store, there was like a ramp that went down. So when the truck pulled up, right, it wasn't completely leveled. So when we had to offload the truck, we had to go about it accordingly so as to not like disrupt the balance, you know, the one with the force, Anakin. So there was one time where, what's it called? We were offloading the truck and everything, right? And it takes a little longer for us to offload the truck because we have to, factor in, you know, just the fact that we are on a ramp and we got to take it very slow. So for whatever reason, we couldn't work one of the pallets, right? And so we were waiting, you know, like, all right, just wait a little bit. Maybe they can find another pallet or try to fix a pallet. I don't know exactly what we were waiting on, but it was me and an associate. We were just chilling in the back of the truck, minding our business. Come to find out, what had happened was the driver, when he backed up, it wasn't completely leveled. So that's the reason why we couldn't move it. It's very strange. So he was just like, all right, fuck it. I'm just going to go and back out the truck. Now, you see, nobody told us this, right? So no one told us. So me and my employee, we're sitting all the way in the back of the truck. Like, these trucks were pretty long. So we're all the way in the back. We're just chilling, minding our business, you know, on our phones and shit. And the next thing we hear is just like a door close. And we're just like, what the fuck was that? All right. But we thought nothing of it. We hear the engine turn on and we're just like, I think that was the truck. And he was just like, nah, fam, they ain't gonna move the truck. And the second my employee said that truck, when I say it just boom, booked it out of there. And yo, we just start flying through the truck, like trying to get our balance. Like, yo, I swear to God, bro, I thought I was going to die, even though literally the distance from the truck to the ground is like, what, 5 feet, if that. But it just pulled down. We were like, ah. And we were just rolling around in there. We legit looked like when you put a, what was, I forgot what animal was it, where you put them up there and they're just like trying to have their balance. I don't know. We looked like baby giraffes just trying to move, man. It was crazy. And then literally the driver heard us back there and we were just like, and then so the driver heard us. He stopped the car and we just fall down. And then he rushes to the front of the truck and he was just like, yo, y'all okay? We're just on the fucking ground like, oh my God. Like we didn't die. And then one of the managers, she's not like the man. She wasn't a manager. She wasn't an assistant manager. She was a shift lead. That's what she was. But you know, they have like manager powers and all that. She came back in there and like, we literally like, yo, we look disheveled. My coworker, his hair is all over the place. Like my shirt, I don't know how it came out of my freaking belt. And she was just like, yo, what happened to y'all? And I was like, yo, the truck driver pulled off while we were still in there. And the look on her face was just like, cause that right there is an HR issue. Like that's an HR problem waiting to happen. You know what I'm saying? Cause you're supposed to get clearance for these sort of things. You know what I'm saying? That truck is not supposed to pull out until you freaking close the door of the truck and then the manager gives the okay that it can pull out. So he went ahead and did that. And, you know, at the time we were fine. You know, like the manager just said, you know what, why don't y'all just go take like a 30-minute break. We had already had lunch, but she's like, go take a break. I was like, all right, fam, why not? Because they could have gotten in trouble for that shit, bro. Someone said it's like Superman style. Yeah, we just over there like, oh, knocking all over. We didn't get hurt. We were just like, oh my God, what is this? How long was the drive when you guys were in there getting destroyed? That's terrible. Like, y'all making it sound like it was worse than it was. We was having fun. The drive was like a good, bro, it was like a good 45 seconds. But that was like the longest 45 seconds. Because when you're in a freaking moving vehicle and you have no stability, and this truck is bolting out of the parking lot because, you know, these trucks are big, so they have to go ahead and, you know, when they make the long turns so they can bring the truck back in, you know, they need space. So it was like a good 45 seconds of that shit happening. It was wild. The 30-minute break versus a lawsuit. Yo, like I said, I was in my early 20s, so I was like, whatever. And, you know, I got my managers, they took care of me over there whenever I needed stuff. Like, I was good. So I didn't really mind it that much. So good idea or bad idea for a theme park ride? Oh, God. Good idea for us, not a good idea for them. But we got a couple of super chats to catch up on. $4.99 from Reggie True. First time catching you live, but I've been watching your channel for like 7 years, man. One of my favorites. Oh, Reggie, you the GOAT, brother. Thank you so much, and thank you so much to all of y'all. You know, whether you're a new time subscriber or when you're the OGs. Thank you, y'all. This is why I do these things, because of the experiences like this, the story times. Oh God. And then we have a we have a $5 super chat from MX Woods. Hey Neo, I enjoy your vids and I wanted to support. You see the tweet of Funimation saying they're releasing the sub and dub of Persona 5, the animation tomorrow. Much love, bro. Much love to you, brother. Thank you for the support. And yes, so for those who don't know, Funimation now is going to be streaming the Persona 5 anime, both the English sub and the dub, which is just fucking insane. Like, this Aniplex deal that they got going on is honestly, it's great. You know, I'm glad to see more of those series show up on Funimation services, because, you know, we can actually watch them legally. Because, you know, trying to go about buying those series is ridiculous looking at the Aniplex prices. But I think that's some good news. Some good news there. And last up, we have a $4.99 super chat from a new challenger. Yo, Neo, I've been playing the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 demo all day. Are you looking forward to the game? Well, thank you for the support. And yes, I am looking forward to it. I haven't got a chance to check out the demo yet, so I do need to do that. But from what I've been seeing, it's a bunch of positivity all around. A lot of people are enjoying it, so I'm happy. I'm happy that you're enjoying it, and it's just getting me excited for when I do play the game. The fact that it's like, it's not a Tony Hawk Pro Skater HD. That's all I can say. That's what I'm happy to see. That's what I'm happy. Oh, snapping. A last minute $5 super chat from the Homans. The Homans? I was trying to say your name and homie. The homie, Terrence JG. What's going on, brother? No question here. So I don't see it, but I'm looking out to see if you asked the question. But I appreciate the support, brother. Thank you so much. Shout out to Terrence JG. But yeah, these story times, y'all. Like, all I can tell y'all is just what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can experience. Like, when you work in retail, you have a ton of crazy stories. Like, I don't even think my stories are really that insane compared to some of the other stuff. But man, there was one time this one manager tried to get me in the cash room. I was scared. Your boy was scared. That shit was just oof. Hey, Dimwit Monkey, what's up, bro? What's up, Dimwit? Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're doing well, man. Good to see you. I don't know how long some of y'all been following me. Comment down below. I'm interested. I'm interested to see how long y'all been subscribed. We actually talked about KissAnime. We talked about KissAnime earlier on, Zane. I might have to do a separate video on it because people really want to hear what I have to say. So, yeah. Hey, Samuel to Geek. What's up, brother? What's up? What's up? That's one of the homies right there. Practically since the beginning. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm seeing a lot of good stuff. Hey, Pentacle. How you doing? 9 years. Okay. Ever since your Disney Channel videos, damn, taken way back when. Oh, Corey, what's good, brother? Damn, that's wild, man. That's wild. Oh, shit. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Oh, the Clash of Ninja 2 days. Yo, hey, Pierre, what's good? Pierre Arson. That's what's up, y'all. Oh, snap. Chaos coming in with a $9.99 super chat. I love that profile picture, by the way. I'm Darius from your Patreon, longtime lurker and supporter. I've watched you since I was in middle school, and now I'm a college graduate. Thanks for all the content over the years. Well, thank you, Chaos. Congratulations on graduating. And yeah, bro, it's just so weird how, like, it sounds so weird, but literally because time is just progressing, and we all still have these bonds and these relationships, and, you know, it's something you experience in the real world, but it's different when it's virtual. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people who I played, like, Call of Duty with 10, 11, 12 years ago, I still talk to today. It's just amazing how this is, man. Oh, Terrence is back with another $5 super chat. And the question: do you think CyberConnect 2 will ever do a PlayStation 2 Ultimate Ninja HD remaster? I've been watching since '09. Love the growth. Well, appreciate your support, brother. And as much as I would love to play Ultimate Ninja 3 HD, Axel 2 HD, realistically, I don't think they're going to do that. When do anime games really get high definition treatments? You know what I'm saying? Like remakes, remasters, whatever. They did it for the Budokai HD collection, but as we saw with that, it was a pretty janky release. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't have the music because of the copyright situation, and just in general, it only had like 2 of the games there. And then let's also count the fact that a lot of these anime games are very samey. You get what I'm saying? So when you play an HD collection of Ultimate Ninja 1, 2, and 3, excuse me, realistically, are you going to be playing all those 3 games? Like, what do they really offer? Like, for me, if I played a Ultimate Ninja collection, I would have just played Ultimate Ninja 3. That's it. I have no reason to go back to 1 and 2. Like, with other series, like the Budokai collections, I can see it being a little different because all 3 of those games, they function very different fundamentally. Budokai 2's got the board game story. Budokai 3 is the fucking GOAT in general. And then Budokai 1 is like what started it all. But for a lot of these other anime games, they're just very samey and all the same, and it's like I don't think there's really much that they can do that will justify going ahead and doing HD collections for them. At least that's what I think anyways. I would love for them to freaking bring back Budokai 3 on the PlayStation 4. Like Budokai 3 every single generation, please. Let's make it happen. Let's get Uzumaki Chronicles HD remaster. Corey Gryffindor, you the homie, bro. You're the homie, but don't be saying that. Don't be saying that. Nah, I'm about to time you out. Did you hear the leaks of? Okay, so everybody who was asking about the Xbox potentially being $600, I'll be doing a video on that later on. Would an Ultimate Ninja 3, 4, and 5 collection be better? It would definitely be better. Honestly, I'd take an Ultimate Ninja 3 and an Axel 2 collection. Why do I keep calling it Axel 2? It's Ultimate Ninja 5. Why do I keep calling it Axel 2? Budokai 3 was solid. I don't know if I can go back after Fighters. True. I can always go back to Budokai, though. I loved Budokai 3. Remember that dragon system? Hey, yeah. Oh, man. That's the old title we all used to call it. Yeah, the import title. We used to be so cool. Oh no, I'm not playing I'm not gonna be playing Clash of Ninja Revolution 2. I have EX2. Oh. What did he used to, it was called Naruto Mate Hero Axel 2. That is a freaking long ass title. Naruto Mate Hero Axel 2. Whereas over here, it's Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja 5. Yo, we got Axel. In Japan, Axel 3 released on the PSP, but over here it was called Ultimate Ninja Heroes 3, which made more sense. Broken Bonds HD. I would play that. I'll take Broken Bonds backwards compatibility. I'll take that. I will take that. Oh, dang. From Persona 5 Royal to the Xbox stuff? Hey, I appreciate that, Cold. Thank you. DreamWorks or Pixar? I'd say Pixar. Pixar's put out more movies that I enjoyed watching. My first Naruto game. What the hell was my first Naruto game? I want to say my first Naruto game was Clash of Ninja. Yeah, it was Clash of Ninja, the first Naruto game I ever played. And I remember feeling so ripped off because I went and I bought it not on release, but like the weekend it came out at Target, and I was so excited to play it. And then I got home and I finished the whole story in I think like 2 hours. And I was like, all right, well, I have all these characters to play as, like 8 characters. Yeah, I feel like I had wasted $40. But thankfully, the sequel came out a few months later. I remember picking up Clash of Ninja 2. I bought that at freaking, where did I buy it from? I bought it from Costco. Y'all remember when Costco used to sell video games like that? Oh, I'll never forget that. They had Clash of Ninja 2 at Costco the day it came out. Man, I remember playing that shit all night. And by all night, I mean staying up until like 11 p.m. because I had school the next morning. So, yo, I remember that. Clash of Ninja 2 is the shit, bro. Yo, all right, we might get copyrighted. I don't even know. I'm about to play this for all the OGs. Y'all know this. Y'all know this. Oh, y'all already know where I'm going with this. Y'all already know. Hold on. Hold on. I forgot the name of it, so I'm literally just searching by the, hopefully the YouTube says, oh, y'all already know this. Y'all ready for this? I don't know if y'all are ready for this, but if y'all are ready for this, here we go. Here we go. I gotta put my headphones on for this one. This shit right here. This shit slapped. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Here we go. Woo! Oh! The nostalgia. The nostalgia. Oh, man. Woo! Oh, my God. Yo, like, I'm freaking shaking right now, guys. That freaking shit. Oh, God. This just brings me back, guys. Like, seriously. Oh, my God. Like, That's why I'm so harsh on these new anime games, because they just don't compare to Clash of Ninja 2. Colin, my boy, we've been looking for you, bro. We were on a nostalgia trip talking about Naruto games and how I got stuck in the delivery truck at work. Let's create that Clash of Ninja competitive scene in 2020. I am all with the shits. Yo, I gotta find where my Gekto Ninja Tyson 4 is, because I imported that shit from Japan and I can't find it. Where did it go? Where is it? But I got a couple of anime games still here. Let's see some of the ones I got. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, I got a super chat to answer. Let me stop. $5 super chat from Nostalgia Trip 1. Thank you for the support, brother. What kind of animation design do you like better for fighting games? 2D like Blaze Blue, 3D like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 4 and Tekken, or a hybrid like Fighters? Honestly, I gotta say, for most games, I prefer the 2D style because I feel like 2D it ages better and it's a lot more expressive. But then I play something like Fighters, which has got that uniqueness to it. And it's just beautiful. Fighters is that game that's really beautiful to watch in motion, but also just from the screenshots that exist. Like looking at stuff like from Master Roshi and just how he looks, it looks great. So honestly, I would say 2D by default, but I like what Fighters has got going on. But yes, Colin, hit me up on Discord, bro. I want to bring you onto the show so you can ask one of your great questions, my friend. But Hamtaro on Game Boy Advance was the #1 game of all time. Demon Monkey, didn't you say you got somewhere to go? Yo. All right, but let's look at some anime games that I got right here. I mean, I've already shown these in a video, but let me... where is... Hold on, we was just talking about it. Where did it go? Where the heck did it go? Where the heck? I just had it. It's gotta be here. No, these are all... Oh. What is this? Is this it? No, this has gotta be it. No, that's Wind Waker. Where is it? I don't see it. No! Where did it go? No! Oh, wait, hold on. I think I found it. Hold on. Or maybe not. I didn't. No, I didn't. Damn it. We were just talking about Clash of Ninja 2, and I can't find my copy of it. Oh, I can't find my copy of Clash of Ninja 2, but of course I can find this. This game will forever haunt me. From now until my dying days. And I blame every single one of y'all. Oh, God. God. But yeah, let me just bring out some of the goats. Let me just bring out some of the goats for y'all. Let's get some of these goats here. What goats do we got here? We got, let's see. I was only gonna bring out a few of them. Anything in this pile here? No, I don't see anything. There's somewhere. They're probably in the attic. Most likely in the attic. Alright. How the hell... They fit in here when I took them out, and now I can't put them back in. Oh, God. It's terrible. But yeah, I got a couple of... Some goats right here. Where's the Uzumaki Chronicles Uncut? It's in Japan, where it's going to be staying. It's going to be staying in Japan. That's... Alright. Okay, so... Actually, we'll do this anime stuff in a second. Right now, what I want to do is... Okay, so as y'all know, I have this tier on my Patreon and my YouTube membership, which is called the Next Hokage, which is essentially where... You know, you get a whole bunch of other perks and amenities and all that. But I want to give y'all an opportunity to come onto the show so we can talk about some things. You know, you ask your question. And just for you guys, the community, to get to know one of your own. As you know, Colin, my boy, is a big supporter of the channel, longtime viewer. You know, he always asks a lot of really good questions. You know, some of them are on the topic of what we're talking about. And then some of them are just other things as well. Like we were talking about politics for one stream. And that was really interesting. So... We're going to bring Colin onto the show right now. Hopefully everything does work as far as the audio on his end. We'll see how well that goes. But I'm gonna call him up on Discord right now. Let me see. See if I can get this going. All right, we're going to call him right now. Start the voice call. All right, so it says voice connected. Hello. Am I speaking to the Colin? I kind of can. You're just a little low. I probably have to adjust it on my end. Hold on. Let me see. Open volume mixer. Alrighty. Say something? Huh. Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you just fine. I'm just trying to figure out if anyone else in the stream can. What about y'all? Can you hear Colin? So everyone's saying he's coming in rather low. So let me see. I'm going to bring this up a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, he's very low. That's what everyone's saying. How about now? Just keep talking and I'll adjust the levels.
So can you hear me? And how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. How about that, y'all? Could you hear him that time?
Well, I hope that everyone can hear me.
Got you. Okay. All right. It's getting better. Slightly better.
Okay.
All right. Good. Good. So, Colin, the infamous Colin, my boy, welcome to the show. You are the very first member that I have brought onto the show. So this is... new to me as it is to everyone who's watching right now. So, Colin, I just want you to, like, before you get into your question, just talk a little bit about yourself and things of, like, who you are, things that you like. And, yeah, like, let the community know who is Colin from the Great White North, as people are pointing out.
Well, yes, you know, I am from Canada. I'm from the province of British Columbia. I live in a place called Abbotsford, which is about an hour away from Vancouver. You know, so just like you, I live, you know, pretty far away from the major city as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like that right there. It's always like when I say, yeah, I live in New York, everyone automatically assumes, oh, you live in the city? How is it over there? Y'all really got the rats that are that big? And I'm like, yes, but I don't live in New York City. So I get that.
Well, yeah, you know, like, and that's the thing, because, like, you know, when you live in a place where the only, you know, place that people know is its most famous and most major city, people automatically think that you're from there. And when you tell them that you know, you're from somewhere else, people automatically don't know what that is. You know, like Abbotsford, what is that? You know, Langley, what is that? People only know about Vancouver, not any other city in the province that I live in. You know?
Right, exactly. And so for some of the people who are asking right now, I've tried my best to increase the audio. I've got OBS at max. I've got Discord at max. So I think that's the best that it's going to get as of now. Unfortunately, unless there's something else that I'm missing out on. But Colin, you actually have a question from somebody right there. If anyone has any questions for Colin, ask it down below. Someone wants to know if Vancouver is really expensive.
From my experience, yes. From what I know, the average rent for like any 1 to 2 bedroom apartment can range from like 1,500 at a minimum to like 3,000 at a maximum per month, and that's extremely expensive. I think it's like one of the most expensive cities in North America to live in.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. Literally, like when it comes down to it over here, on average, if you're live like anywhere near the city, you're looking at close to $2,000 for not even like a decently sized place. So it gets crazy. Okay, so some people are saying increase it through Windows, advanced sound setting in Windows. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But while I do that, Colin, continue on what you were saying before about who you are as the person.
I work at the movie theater because very recently we've been going back to work. I think my theater actually opened on Friday, actually, because that was the first shift that I worked. And so far, business has been extremely, extremely slow. Like the maximum amount of people we have in a theater is like 15. But that makes sense, given, the situation right now and that people are still kind of a little on edge about going to the movie theater. So I perfectly understand it, but at the same time, it just doesn't make for a very productive job. Like it kind of makes like the slowest shift I had pre-COVID seem like a very productive experience by comparison.
Oh wow. Like I was just about to ask you that because over here in at least where I live, we just got the approval from our governor that gyms and things like that are going to be opening up starting next week. So they're going ahead and getting that situation situated, and then movie theaters I think are probably going to be next on the docket. But over here in the U.S., some movie theaters have opened up here recently. AMC and Regal are preparing to open. I think anywhere from I know AMC was talking about opening 100+ theaters by next week, and they got a couple of movies that they're showing. Ironically, Tenet is still on the docket for movies they're going to show in addition to I. It's so weird because have you been following the whole New Mutant situation?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like one of the very first movies we're going to see in I wouldn't say a post-COVID world, but like once movie theaters open back up, is going to be a movie that's been delayed for like 4 years.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that the movies that we're playing right now is SpongeBob, Sponge on the Run, and we have that playing in 5 out of our 8 theaters. We have 2 theaters preserved for a Russell Crowe movie called Unhinged. I doubt anyone has actually heard of that. And we're also playing Inception for its 10th anniversary.
Oh, okay, that's nice. I mean, if movie theaters were open like that for me, I would have loved to go see Inception because I'm like a big Christopher Nolan fan, and I just yeah, I love seeing all his movies in theaters. I think that's the best experience. So for me, I'd be like, yes, but man, it's insane. So you said you just opened back up like last week, right?
Yeah, on Friday.
Okay, got you. So in terms of like what they're going about, like handling that experience, how has it been? Like I know everyone they're like hand sanitizer and capacity and all that. Is that's pretty much what they're doing?
Yes, for our largest theaters, the max capacity that we have is about 50, and for the smaller ones, it's about 26.
Okay.
And the purpose for that obviously is to ensure social distancing, and one thing we have to do is constantly we have to go into the theater and do a head count on how many people are actually in the theater and make sure that they're actually social distancing and not just like cramming right beside each other.
Because I was gonna wonder that because at least like speaking from my experience when I work in the restaurant, we have it like set at 50% capacity, and we have it set where like all these tables in between are blocked off so people can't sit there. But how does that work in like the experience? Like, because they have like the requirement for masks in when you're in the theater, right?
Actually, we don't require our customers to wear masks. Usually, the managers will give a guest a mask if they so desire to wear one, but it's not required.
Oh, okay, that's interesting because I was gonna say like how do you enforce the mask policy if someone's in the theater watching the movie, you know? Like,
Yeah, I remember that Cineplex actually got a lot of backlash on social media for not like having a mandatory mask enforcement policy. But I guess if you're looking at it from a business perspective, it makes sense because they don't want to, potentially lose business by forcing people to wear masks because, as we've seen numerous times over, people have kind of a issue with that.
yeah. And it's going to be interesting because like I feel like on some level people like they'll tolerate it in some aspects, but when they're sitting there for a situation like in the restaurants, we require you to come into the place with a mask on and have it on at every single time that isn't you eating or drinking, which I mean makes sense when you're in that like small little proximity. But when you have something like that where it's a movie and someone's sitting there for 2 hours, I kind of got to wonder how is somebody going to enforce that, like especially in a quiet environment like a movie theater, you know.
Yeah, it also creates a lot of issues with kids as well because I'm pretty sure kids will eventually start to get irritated if they have to sit there for an hour and a half wearing a mask where it's really hard to breathe, and then parents will come out and complain to us, and it's just going to create a whole just bunch of drama that we don't want to deal with.
Right. So it's gonna be interesting to see like the effects of it, like long term, how it is in places that are enforcing it versus places that are not. So, like, because I know they have New Mutants and they have Tenet, but do you know if anything else is like scheduled to come out soon, or it's just kind of like we're just going taking it day by day?
I think for now we're doing it kind of just day by day as time goes on. But from what I've been told, apparently we're gonna be super busy by the Christmas season because that's when all the movies that were supposed to come out earlier this year are coming out now. So they're coming out in about the November December time frame.
Right. Yeah. That was I think the new James Bond movie,
Hmm.
Soul, Black Widow, and well, not Godzilla anymore because they pushed that to next year. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. They haven't given us a date in New York as far as when they'll open up theaters. Even in New York State, like in the city itself, sit-in restaurants, I believe for the most part, are still not open. Like at a grand on a grand scale, like yeah, everything's open. There's still a lot of restrictions for the city because it's much more densely populated by comparison to some of like the outskirts and other places. But yeah, some people are asking, are they going to show Mulan there in Tenet? Well, I don't think Mulan just went straight to Disney Plus, right?
Yes, it's going straight to Disney Plus, and you have to pay $30 to stream it, which is twice the price of a movie ticket, by the way.
Yeah. So Tenet's going to be the only movie that if you want to see it, you got to see it in the theaters, which I'm going to be very interested to see what the outcome of Tenet is in terms of like I think out of all the movies you could ever release in this scenario, I think Tenet is the one that's the most poised to come out on top. You know, if it's like we only have 100 screenings of Tenet throughout the country right now, it's gonna make bank for those 100 screenings.
Well, yeah, exactly. But at the same time, you kind of have to feel bad for a lot of movie studios because they're dramatically going to be reduced in their profits if they release a movie right now because they can't get as many people out to go see them in the movie theaters.
Yeah. Looking at something like in China, for example, the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, I think it only made I don't even want to say a couple of $1 million, but I know it didn't make any money over there when they released it because, they have a lot of the restrictions and things happening there. But I think out of all of them, Tenet is going to be that movie where I know some people, I'm not mentioning any names, some people who are hosting this podcast right now who legit was thinking about driving to other states to go see Tenet. Like I wouldn't do that for any movie, but Tenet, I've been looking forward to Tenet since before I even knew what it was because it's the next Christopher Nolan project. So, we'll see what happens as far as that's concerned. But in terms of like some of the other things that have been going on there, in terms of like stuff opening, like what is open there versus what isn't.
Well, surprisingly, gyms are not open yet. But the big thing is that restaurants and bars are opened.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing compared to down in the States is that they don't require us to wear masks at all. So basically, you can just go into any bar or any restaurant and you can just go there without a mask. and you're pretty much good. The only thing you got to do is you just got to like sign your name, and you got to give them your phone number just in case, you know, you start showing symptoms of coronavirus.
Interesting. Yeah, for the most part over here, it's a mandate by default. You know, like at my place, they legit post a sign. It's like, yep, you can't come in here if you don't have this. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, but go ahead. What were you saying?
You know, and schools, you know, at least like when it comes to like grade schools, you know, like they're going to be opening up in the fall, but now I think our provincial government, which is kind of, you know, like the equivalent of your state government, they're now basically saying that like all teaching staff and all teachers and all like TAs, like teacher assistants, have to wear masks, and students only have to wear masks in like certain very crowded areas. So you know, like I'm sure that probably makes parents feel a little bit better about sending their child to school, but it's still a little iffy. Like if I was a parent, I probably wouldn't really feel comfortable sending my child to school under those conditions.
Oh yeah, definitely, bro. Like my mom, she told us, she was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of glad that in a weird way. Obviously, people are going to take this out of context, but she said, I'm glad this didn't happen when y'all are in school, because she's like, I don't care, I'll take the heat. You know, I'm not sending kids back in. Which over here in the States, anyway, for where I live, my district where I grew up, the district, they're doing online teaching, at least for, I believe I'm not sure if it was the first month or the first semester, but they're dedicated to doing online stuff, and they're taking it on like a day-by-day basis. I was talking to some other people who have kids, and they said their district is doing like a hybrid where half of the week a certain amount of students are going to be going into class, and the other half they're going to be online, and then they'll do it vice versa. So if you're online, you're not going to be at school when the people who are at school. So they do different things like that to see what works. And then I know there's just a bunch of places where they just don't really care that much, like down south in some spots of Georgia. There's just like, yeah, you know, wear masks, see what happens, and all that. So it'll go ahead. What were you saying?
Well, yeah, because like you mentioned Georgia, and I think it was in Georgia where like someone was filming that was basically filming their school hallway, and it was like crowded with a whole bunch of students not wearing masks, and then it went viral, and then that school had to basically shut down again and make all their students go back to online learning.
Yeah. And I think one of the people who, because I think it happened at another school, I think they got suspended, and then there was that backlash, and then they got unsuspended, which is so weird to think about. You get suspended for doing something like that, but it's just it's a lot of panic right now. No one really knows what to do, what is good, what is bad, and I think that's just the worst part about it. Like, we know what we should do, but people, they're just not going to do that because they just don't want to. Because the one thing I do hate is a lot of people they've elected to, like, since they're tired of it, that means everybody's tired of it, and so they're not going to do anything. I think that's the worst thing that I've seen from some folks. But like, when push comes to shove, something is definitely going to happen once everything starts to really open back up for people and the school system and all that. Like, I don't trust kids to really be conscious about those things. Why? Because when I was a kid, I wasn't conscious about those things. Like, people.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like the amount of kids nowadays I know who would trade their masks for, oh, you have a Spider-Man mask here, I have a Black Panther one, and like, oh, growing up, cooties. Like, how many people are like, oh, if you touch this person, oh, you got cooties and all that stuff. Like,
oh, you know, especially when you're kids, you know, like, and when it, you know, comes to girls, like, whenever you like touch the girl, you know, like, all the boys would like look at you like weird and go like, ew, you got cooties for touching a girl.
Cooties were like they're like the kid versions of STDs now that I think about it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which is so wild, because if you fast forward 10 years later, it's on the opposite end of the spectrum. Like, now guys are scared if a girl even like comes up to him or something, like, oh, I don't know what I would do. Oh my God, trip down memory lane. But Colin, so you've like I said, you're a long-time viewer, a long-time supporter of the channel. You always ask some great questions. Do you have a question for today's stream? Or if it's not a question, is there something that you wanted to open up the dialogue or conversation about?
Well, I do have a interesting question. So recently, I've been going on a nostalgia trip with the Disney Renaissance era,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually allowed me to watch some of the films that I'm a little embarrassed to admit that I've never seen, like Beauty and the Beast and Mulan. And so my question to you is, what is your second favorite film from the Disney Renaissance era? Because I know your absolute favorite film from that era, as well as of all time, is The Lion King. So what's your second favorite?
So as you answer right now, he already knew, so I can't say the Lion King. So I was already ready, but Colin is too slick for that. So the question for those who are wondering is, what is my second favorite movie from the Disney Renaissance era? The Disney Renaissance era, from y'all know, was from the late 80s until I believe it was like would you say it ended the mid 90s, or are we counting Mulan as well? Because that was like at the end.
Counting Mulan as well.
Counting Mulan, sure. So I would have to say the one that I enjoyed the most after The Lion King would have to be Mulan. And that's why I had to ask. We have to clarify and we have to quantify that statement, because when I watched Mulan as a kid, it was really something that, to that time, I was like 6 years old when I came out. I had never seen anything like that. It was really unlike a lot of the Disney movies that I've seen, because as I'm sure you've noticed, you've seen Mulan, it doesn't really have that many songs. It's not really a musical per se. Like they have the first song, Please Bring Honor to Us All. They have Reflection, and then they have Be a Man. So there's only three songs in the entirety of that movie. The majority of the movie is telling this tale of this girl who is like, she's stuck between, like, she doesn't fit in, she wants to do so much more, bring honor to her family, but she doesn't like the traditional ways of things going about it, and just her going on this epic journey, and for all about honor and the things that come with it, all the trials and tribulations. Like, I really resonated with that, and I loved Mulan so much. Even though she wasn't really classified a lot as a Disney princess, I still thought she was the most badass of them all, because she took things into her own hands, and it was really great. I loved it. I loved everything about it. I loved the ending, and I would have to say that, yeah, that was like my number two. If I had to go the third one after that, this is gonna surprise some people. I know a lot of people expect me to say, "Oh, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid." I'm gonna have to go with the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah. Hunchback was great because, similar to Mulan, at the time when I saw it, it was like the darkest movie I'd ever seen. Like, just the intro of the movie itself, it really set the tone for the entirety of it, and it tackles a lot of serious subject matter, and I really expected Disney to really water it down like no tomorrow. They did, to an extent, but they straight up, like, there were just some things that they couldn't, and I'm glad that it was in there. I loved the music of it. The Bells of Notre Dame is still one of my favorite tracks, whether it's the intro or the reprise at the end. It was just crazy. It was just so good. I loved the characters. Judge Claude Frollo, whew, Hellfire. Oh my God, Hellfire, man. So yeah, I would have to say top three is Lion King, Mulan, Hunchback. But I know some people are saying, but what about Aladdin and all those things? Like, guys, the Disney Renaissance era has got a lot of good movies. Like, me and Colin talking about some of these things doesn't exclude some of those. You know what I'm saying? Like, Hercules was cool. Pocahontas, I enjoyed. Maybe not as much as some of the other ones, but it's just a great era. I'd be interested to see what some of the people in the comment sections, what some of y'all's were. But what about for you? So so you said that you're watching the Disney Renaissance era, and you said a lot of them you hadn't seen before, right?
Yes, exactly. Because before that, because I was born in '97, so I was obviously too young to see a lot of them when they first came out.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I would have to say that probably my favorite would be Mulan,
Mm.
and my second would be The Lion King. The Lion King is really good, and then my third favorite would probably be Aladdin, and then Beauty and the Beast. Even though I didn't really like Beauty and the Beast as much as like Mulan or Aladdin or The Lion King, I still think that the relationship between Belle and Beast was just so genuine and just so beautiful. And that scene Oh, and spoilers, by the way, for those who haven't seen Beauty and the Beast.
Spoilers for a what 30-year-old movie.
Yeah, exactly. But like basically that scene where Reese dies and Belle basically confesses her love to him. I thought it was really touching, and it did make me tear up a little bit when I first saw it. I'm like, wow, like this love is just so genuine and just so beautiful.
That's interesting because when you look at beauty, I'm sure you've seen this nowadays, Colin, but you know how everyone now is just like overly dissecting all of the movies that we watched as a kid and trying to find the wrong in it. And Beauty and the Beast has been the prime example they've been using for the past 6 years as a case of Stockholm syndrome and all those things. So it was interesting that you watched this, 30 years after the fact, and you still ended up really liking the relationship between the two characters.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Because to me, a movie, it's just a movie, and I'm not, and I'm definitely not one of those people who tries to, over analyze, films that, that especially films that are particularly older, because I think we should just appreciate them as art and appreciate them, as just a product of their time. Especially, if you're talking about older films like Dumbo. Like I know, people have a lot of issues with the Crow characters and and obviously the leader of the Crow characters being named Jim Crow. And yes, that was obviously very ignorant and very horrible, to do at the time. But I don't think we should look down on look down upon the fact that Dumbo is still a fantastic movie. I think we should just, see it as a product of its time, but also acknowledging that, that basically what happened and how those characters were portrayed at the time was obviously wrong, and racist, and that we should, learn from it. And thankfully, I think we have.
Yeah. That's the way that I deal with a lot of things, and I think that's the Warner Brothers approach, where they know a lot of their cartoons, classic cartoons, they've got some really messed up things that by today's standards would not fly, but they always put that little disclaimer saying, what you're about to watch, such and such. And I personally really like that because it's not them going out there and taking it away from the experience. Like I feel like we can learn from those things, and the people we are today, we shouldn't we shouldn't be ignorant to what's come before and just try to expunge it from history. You
Well,
know?
yeah, exactly. And I think that a studio going out of its way to ban a cartoon is not really helping the fact either, because it's basically trying to say that that like obviously these racist depictions of, of obviously African Americans and other minorities did not exist, and that's wrong.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's 100% accurate, especially in now's climate. How I feel like that's drawing more attention to those things, especially when, let's just say, 10 years from now, you look it up and you start seeing the dialogue of this conversation on them getting rid of all those old things, and people are like, why did they get rid of them? And then you find out what it was, and you're just like, well, wasn't that a part of history? It's like
Yeah.
they try to maintain that squeaky clean approach to things, thinking that, oh well, we're beyond those. But I mean, there's just some things you gotta just own up to, and it's not like the people in charge now are the same people who were in charge back in the 40s.
Well, yeah, exactly. And to be honest, I hate this whole, like a whitewashing of history, and basically like just outright refusing to acknowledge the atrocities of your past, because
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely not helping, race relations in the United States specifically, when you just outright refuse or ignore some of the atrocities that occurred in the past.
Oh, absolutely. Like we were talking about this, and I think you brought yeah, Colin. Colin, you keep bringing it up with the good questions, bro. You brought it up when we were like, this is around the time with the George Floyd situation and Black Lives Matter. Like we were just talking about how, in order for us to become better, we have to know where we came from, and unfortunately, a lot of Black history, which is American history, a lot of people don't want to agree to that, has been expunged from textbooks. I didn't learn about a lot of these things that happened to people of my skin color until I was in college, and I started doing research myself. The public education system in this country, it's so funny because now they're trying to get ahead of the curve and fix all those problems, but it's kind of like, how do you fix and how do you add back history to something that's always been there? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah,
that's always been my biggest complaint. But you were saying, go ahead.
yeah, exactly. Because what do you think about the whole, idea of like, of them like tearing down the Confederate, statues and all that stuff? And yes, I know that we shouldn't talk about, controversial stuff, but I feel it's important to actually have these conversations, especially, from your perspective, coming from, someone who's black, and how do you feel about
Well, I think that whatever answer I give, I'm gonna piss somebody off. So all I can do is give my own answer. But honestly, I feel like yeah, tear down the statues, tear them down. Like a lot of these people are propping up have done some really messed up stuff. Now I don't agree with necessarily throwing those statues away. I think that we should do what Germany has done for the longest time, where they just
it? Yes.
put those in a museum and they tell you that hey, these people are wrong, they did these things, and while we can revere them in certain aspects, we have to, you know, we have to draw attention to what they've done as to really not necessarily paint the narrative one way or another, but give you all angles. So um I mean, yeah, the way people have gone about it, tearing all that stuff down. I know people are saying, "Oh, that's wrong, that's terrible," but it's just like if you look at it in history, all the things that Americans have done to resist and reject stuff, like the people saying we shouldn't do that would be the same folks saying, "Well, why are you getting mad at the British government?" You know, like,
Well, yeah,
uh,
well, yeah, exactly. And you brought up uh, Germany, for example, and I think, it's a really good parallel. And I know this is gonna really piss a lot of people off, but I think, but I think, local governments propping up statues of the Confederacy is like the equivalent of Germany propping up statues of Hitler and of former Nazi officials. Like, it's something that, yes, I agree, should be reserved in a museum. But do you really, want statues of people who represent a negative aspect of your history placed in front of courthouses, a place that's a symbol of justice and law? Do you really want people like that standing in front of those houses and those institutions representing what they represented?
well, I mean, they're okay with having statues of the losing side, so I guess they're alright with that heritage. You know, if that's the peak of it. If they're okay with the statue of someone who lost, then I think that's the bar that they set for themselves. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, I think the best method for dealing with that part of American history is to put them in museums so that people are given the proper context instead of just glorifying them, and making people believe that these people were actually good and were actually heroes, because that's far from the case.
Yeah, definitely. I agree 100% on that, man. It's absolute. It's absolutely like it's just weird how the conversation and the dialogue of things getting to that point is always very fascinating because people will say these things now, but then you look like 20, 30 years down the road, they're just like, oh, I was always in favor of doing that sort of shtick. You know, I'm sure you've noticed that with some things that people were like all about no, no, no. And then now they're like, oh, I'm okay with that.
Well, yeah, exactly. And to be honest, it's probably going to be the exact same thing, with Trump. Like with all these politicians who support him and defend him to no end. Once Trump actually loses, I guarantee you that they're gonna come back like 5 years later and say, how bad and disastrous Trump was, as a president, but they still defended him and kissed his ass like nonstop.
Oh yeah, that's kind of been happening right now with like not to a crazy degree, but it's happening with the people who are all gung ho about Obama and what Obama's done. Like I'm seeing a lot of people who are stalwarts of his administration coming out and being very critical of certain things as to prop up. This is back in the primaries, but to prop up their progressive candidate who, they're like, yo, Obama didn't do what we wanted to do. So now we're just going to make sure that this guy does. And it's very interesting when people play the game of politics. And this is why I'm always like, don't just stand behind somebody because they've got that little initial or they got that little initial or they try to appeal to your base, but it's a lost concept. Unfortunately, nowadays it's just like, well, which one of these is less annoying and which one of these I can actually reason with, as opposed to, because I remember like the initial point of politics very early was just like regular people governing themselves. It's crazy how nowadays there's such a celebrity status attached to politics, as opposed to it being, hey, I'm just a person going in there because I want to fix things, and then when my time is done, I get out of there. Now it's like we got people who are in politics for like 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, and you got to question the integrity of, are these people actually working for us or not, you know?
Well, yeah, like and that's the thing. And I feel like, especially nowadays, and since politics is so like glamorized now, like and it's just not, a bunch of politically active normal citizens who want to try and make a difference in their community. It's really, it's really just about someone going into it, for fame and for money, and not because they actually care about the people they represent, or wanting to fix it, or wanting to pass legislation that will fix some of America, major problems like healthcare, for instance.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest problems right now. I mean, just dealing with the stuff. I mean, I made it clear. I don't like Trump. I don't like a lot of things that Trump does, but I do give credit where credit is due. Trump has done some good things. I think like even Obama, I didn't like a lot of stuff Obama did, but Obama did do some good things. But the one thing that just really gets me is that even though like I don't want Trump to be president, I don't think that Biden is that strong to like take Trump down. Like realistically, I want to say that yes, people are fed up and people are tired of it, but I don't think the power is there. I know people are riled up and they're ready to get out there, but I don't know. Like it's literally a toss up at this point, man.
Well, yeah, like and especially when Trump is basically doing every single thing in his power to dismantle the post office and to make mail-in voting much more difficult. Like and when I see that, like on the news and stuff, like I know the game he's exactly trying to play. Like he basically wants to like delay the results of the election so much to the point where it gets up to the Supreme Court, like what happened in 2000. And then the Supreme Court, which are mostly conservative judges, which is why Trump was trying so hard to pack the court, and that they will side with Trump, and then suddenly, he's president. I feel like that's the kind of game he's trying to pull. So it's probably going to be similar to a like 2000 issue if he gets what he wants.
Yeah, and that's the thing with him going ahead in his war against the freaking postal service. Trump is legit like doing stuff that, okay, listen, we all joke about this stuff happening with any service that's run by the government. Everybody knows that. Even if you're in favor of big government or not, you know that there's major issues. And for people who are asking about the audio quality, I'm sorry, that's the highest it can go for right now. I've adjusted everything. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry about that. But back to like some of the government services, like we all know, like the answer to big government shouldn't be bigger government. It should be better government. And unfortunately, regardless of who's in power, whether it's Republican or Democrat, we never get that. We just keep getting bigger government. So, like, the issue is not necessarily to defund the postal service or destroy the postal service. It's to make it better. That's an essential service that exists.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, and even when you're in politics, like the point is to not make something bigger or more expansive or more invasive and expanding the security state. It's just about making things better and making sure that your citizens are provided with the bare necessities so that they can live a happy and productive life and be productive members of society.
Right. And that's the thing. So he's just getting into so many battles with things that really aren't, they're not worth it. Like, bro, what are you doing? That's what I always question. Like every single time I wake up, I see what he's talking about. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Stop it. But exactly. I'm seeing some of the people in the comments, they're talking about some things. And Grim Dara is essentially feeling the same thing. Grim Dara is like, I feel like Trump is going to win again. I don't support him, but the Democrats aren't looking too great either. And that's the point, y'all. I mean, because people are always asking me, oh, Neo, where do you side? Are you Democrat, Republican? I mean, I have leanings that lean more towards conservative, but at the same time, I have a lot of leanings towards liberal. That's where I kind of place myself in the middle because, I feel like both sides are not necessarily wrong in what they're saying. It's just like the messaging attached to it and how these people have basically become the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we hear that over and over again. Like, I feel like certain aspects of the government should be much more smaller and regulated to the local state and county levels. And then other aspects yeah, of course, you do need to have some government that exists. So that's
Yeah,
that's the situation. But when I look at people like Biden and Kamala Harris, I think Dave Chappelle honestly said it best when he voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. He said, "I didn't feel bad doing it, but I didn't feel good either."
yeah, exactly.
And that's just the worst part.
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's honestly really depressing when you have two candidates that are essentially the lesser of two evils, and people are basically forced to choose the lesser of two evils because, the US is dominated by a two-party system. So you're either with, a Democratic candidate that's very weak and not going to change anything fundamental about the American political system, and then you have, a Republican who's quite frankly batshit crazy and kind of authoritarian. So it's like, what do you choose? It's really hard.
It is, man, and I think that's why so many people have become so apathetic. The youth have just stopped turning up for the votes, and then the older people are just like, well, I'm gonna go with what I'm used to, and I think that's where politics is honestly gone, and it's sad because I did a lot of reading on this stuff back when I was in high school, and just the things that they used to go through, like people, like I remember just like George Washington, how he was president, and then he just gave up that power to step away from that power. I don't think people realize like what that means, you know?
Well, yeah, exactly. Like it's a big deal, like when the founder of your country, voluntarily steps down when every single person around him is encouraging him to keep going. But when he steps down and says, no, I do not want to be king. I don't want to be president for life. I want to set a precedent where every every one of my successors will have a 2 4 year term. I think that honestly says a lot about him.
Yeah, and if there's something that we can gain insight of is like, yeah, for the people back then, for all their flaws and the things that they've done, there was sort of like a pureness to those certain aspects. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's really interesting to talk about that stuff now.
Well,
But
yeah, exactly.
what's it called? I know there was someone here who asked you a question in particular, and I'll open it up
And
to
what's that?
everybody else. All right, so we were talking about the Disney Renaissance era. What is just your all-time favorite movie? Not even talking about just Disney Renaissance in general. Like if you had one Disney movie that you can watch all the time.
It's a really good question. Does Pixar count?
We'll throw Pixar into the mix. We might as well.
Um, well, definitely. One movie that I can definitely watch over and over again is Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2 was probably the first, not just Pixar movie, but first ever Disney movie I ever saw, and and it's really what made me fall in love with both Disney and Pixar. I mean. Granted though, like I haven't watched it in quite a long time, but I feel like if someone would put on Toy Story 2, I would always enjoy watching it.
Oh, that's good, man. You know what the thing is? Toy Story 2, out of all, well, before the fourth one came out, Toy Story 2, I think, was like my least watched in the trilogy. And I don't know why. I guess because I thought it wasn't as good as the first one. Like, it wasn't as quotable. But I went and I rewatched it recently. When was it actually? Yeah, it was like 2 months ago. It was on TV on Freeform. And I don't know. I don't watch that much TV, but I ended up watching Toy Story 2. And there was just something like so different about it, but it was still as engaging. So it's just one of those things that you never realize when you're watching it at the time. Maybe you were going through something, and then when you watch it again, you're like, wow. So for me, I would say I mean, obviously I already know the answer, Lion King. But if I had to pick another one that isn't Lion King related, that isn't Lion King, gosh, this is going to be so freaking ridiculous. I would have to say, God, because it's a back and forth with this other one. I would say Treasure Planet. You ever seen that one?
No, actually, I haven't.
Really? Okay, so Treasure Planet, Atlantis. There were a couple of movies that came out after the Disney Renaissance era that were. It was like Disney's foray into like grandiose, epic adventure storytelling and less about musicals. So like Atlantis and Treasure Planet were like two of the movies that came out, and they both bombed at the box office. People really didn't talk about them that much. They just came out at a terrible time because when people were reviewing them, they were reviewing them in the lens that, oh, this is another Disney musical. And if you go back and you read some of the reviews, like they were just like, yeah, you know, the story is great, but maybe it just might be too much for kids to handle, and there's not much music to keep them engaged. And it's so funny because here we are like 20 years later talking about them, and people in the comment section are like, yep, exactly. It's so good. And like for me, what I love most about them was that the story left so much on the table. Like they were great self-contained stories, but there was so much where they could go. I remember seeing the first Atlantis movie in theaters, and I came in like 20 minutes into the movie, so I missed a bit, but I was still like absorbed in what I was witnessing and I was experiencing at the time, that literally my mom came in to get us after the movies, and I was just like, no, mom, can we wait and watch like the first 20 minutes of the movie? I need to see what got us to this point. And it was the same thing for Treasure Planet. Treasure Planet just had so much great action in it, and it just, bro, like I love the story between the two main characters. It was great. I'm trying not to give too much away for spoilers, but I assume you're watching them on Disney Plus.
Yes.
Definitely give Atlantis a look and Treasure Planet. If you go into them with an open mind, knowing that they're just like not the typical Disney stuff, you might enjoy it. It'll be interesting. Maybe at some point, maybe for like the next session or the next month session, who knows? We bring you on and we can talk more about it, because it's always, I love the fact that you're watching all these movies now, because I can like see it from a different perspective, because everyone here is like talking because we've seen this stuff when we were younger. But it's always cool to see like a new person getting into it.
Yeah, like and the funny thing is that, like, I would also classify Finding Nemo as another film like very close to my heart, because I think like that was the first movie I ever saw in theaters. Because I remember it came out in like late 2003. I was like 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, pretty much like the perfect age, to start going to the movie theater and watching Finding Nemo. And so based off of those memories, I feel like that movie also does hold a special place in my heart as well, because I think my grandma also gifted me the DVD copy of it for, I think, like maybe my birthday or something.
Oh man, Finding Nemo. You know what the thing about Finding Nemo was? After Toy Story, I think Finding Nemo was like the next big Pixar boom,
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw a lot more people talking about Finding Nemo, and it was just more everywhere. Like, yeah, people talked about Monsters Inc. They talked about A Bug's Life. Well, not really. I didn't see that many people. Honestly, the most amount of people I saw talk about A Bug's Life was on the internet after the fact when I got older, because people kept playing that one clip where Hopper was basically talking about the ants and why they can't revolt.
Mm-hmm.
Like that right there, I watched that as an adult, and I was just like, yo, what the? Yo, this is in a kid's movie, bro.
Yeah, I would say that A Bug's Life is definitely Pixar's most underrated film. Because, like, not a lot of people, talk about it, compared to, like, Toy Story or Finding Nemo or The Incredibles.
Yeah, definitely. I think because I keep saying, like, Disney movies, they kind of, a lot of the most underrated ones, they really come out at bad times because people are still riding the high of whatever's popular. Like, with Atlantis and Treasure Planet, people are riding the high of the Disney musicals. And then with A Bug's Life, maybe the content matter, like the subject matter was too much for younger audiences to grasp. But yeah, it's interesting when we can go back and we can have conversations about that 20 years later. That's great. But Colin, thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. We had great discussions, and I always love having you around in the streams, because it can literally, we can go anywhere with these conversations, and I think it's fantastic.
Well, yeah, but can I add just one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Can we, just going back to Milan for a second, can we just give some major props on how badass, To Be a Man is? Because, like, that's just an awesome song. Like, I love that song so much.
Bro, if we didn't have copyrights, wazoo, especially for Disney stuff, I'd play it on the stream. But I used to play that song at the start of every single workout at the gym, because it sets the mood, man. Let's get down to business. to defeat the Huns, bro. That song, ugh.
Awesome.
I don't know why I shipped that song with for whatever reason. I ship it with Avatar: The Last Airbender. I have no idea why, but oh god, it's so good. But yeah, Colin, do you have any like closing final thoughts and comments you want to share with the community here? Because I had a great time having you on. A lot of people here, I assume, did as well.
Quality was so low that people can't hear me. And yeah, like I will be, on more streams in the future if you don't mind having me on.
Yeah, definitely, bro. You one of the homies, you one of the greats, and again, like I said before, I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come through and join us on the stream. And yo, man, just keep being awesome, bro. Have a great week.
You as well.
Peace. Wow, that went really well. I'm not even gonna lie, yo. I didn't know what to expect going into that, but yo, shout out to the homie Colin. Shout out to the homie Colin. Everybody give this man a round of applause. He did such a great job his first time being on the show. Shout out to Colin, my boy. And Colin, if you're still watching, man, thank you so much. Thank you so much. But yeah, Colin, my boy. Round of applause, man. Everybody give this man a round of applause. But we have a couple of super chats to catch up on. I apologize in advance so much to Gustavo Bravo, bro. You sent this super chat a long time ago. I'm so sorry, man. But he came through with a $10 super chat. What do you think about the Persona 5 animation come to Funimation now? Sub and English dub. The only reason I might watch it is to hear Xander Mobus as Joker. Be safe, Neo. Well, thank you so much, Gustavo. And if you're still watching, comment down below. If not, we'll see it on the replay. But yeah, we actually spoke about this earlier. I'm glad that it's coming to Funimation now. The Persona 5 anime, in my opinion, wasn't that great, but that's just a problem with a lot of these adaptations of RPGs. They really aren't as good as the the original game, because you're trying to condense like a 200, in the case of Persona, a close to 200-hour experience of character dynamics, and you're trying to whittle that down into 26 episodes, and especially when you add in the advent of choice, where you can develop some of these relationships with characters and then other players might not. It's just yeah, nah. It's like, if you want to get the bare bones story, then maybe. But the thing about the Persona is not just about the story. It's about the interactions and the relations with all the characters, the social aspect of it. So I'm happy if it gets more people into it, then cool. I just think that go out there and buy the game. Buy Persona 5. That's it. That's all you got to do. But thank you so much, Gustavo, if you are watching, bro. Thank you. And I appreciate all the people watching right now. A lot of y'all, we're going on, what, like 2.5 hours in the stream? Shout out to y'all. Got 121 people watching. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to Fosting if you're still here. Shout out to the homie Shut Up Gabe for doing such a good job. And yeah, let's get back to some more questions right here. We have a $4.99 super chat from the homie Asbel Lant 100, another longtime viewer, big supporter of the channel. Prince of Egypt and Batman Mask of the Phantasm are my two top films ever, to be honest. Why cartoons? I don't know. Well, and that's the thing, man. That's the beauty of this medium, of film. And that's one thing that I really get pissed off at a lot when I see people, they don't take animation as a serious medium at all, when some of the best stories that we've seen have come from it. Like Prince of Egypt, for example. There's no movie that's really an equivalent to it. Batman Mask of the Phantasm, to this day, is still lauded as one of the very best. And for good reason. Avatar: The Last Airbender is not only one of the best cartoons, but it's also one of the best shows that's been put out. I don't think that a network has put out a show on the level, if we're talking like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney. They've put out a show on the level of that. I would say Clone Wars is very close, but Clone Wars, it already comes from an established franchise like Star Wars. So, it's already got that to it. Avatar is its own thing. But yeah, I love it. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. Colin says, I also apologize for all the super chats that were delayed because of me. Oh no, Colin, you don't gotta apologize. That's me. That's a blunder on my end. I should have issued it beforehand that we aren't going to be answering super chats during the during the subscriber calls, but I didn't. So that's not on you, bro. That's on me, man. But yes, back to some Serious questions. All right. Have you ever played Brother, The Tale of Two Sons? Yes, I have played the game. It took me a while to kind of get the hang of it because it was so very different from what I'm used to, but it's a good experience. And I think, I want to say it's on Game Pass. I'm not sure, though. Atlantis The Lost Empire is so good. Favorite side character of the expedition team. My favorite side character is got to be Vinny. You guys know this. You guys straight up know this. Like I think you might have quoted the tweet nostalgia where it's just like, you didn't just drink that, did you? That's not good. That's nitroglycerin. Just breathe, pray. Like, don't move, don't breathe, just pray. And then he comes up from behind him and scares him. Guys, Atlantis The Lost Empire. How many people here have seen that movie? So y'all know where I'm coming from. But that movie, so freaking good. Do you prefer live streams or videos? Well, I think it kind of depends. Honestly, I prefer doing live streams more because of the interactions, and we have a lot of fun when we're talking. And it can get kind of crazy when we share some stories. But I do like the idea of making videos as a content creator and thinking up just like new ways of approaching things and dialogue in the conversations. Like here it's just literally me talking. You know what I'm saying? I just chip. But with the videos, I have to structure it in such a certain way. And even though I record a lot of them in one take, I just like I try to get the flow down pat and crafting the story and the narrative and all those other things. Alrighty. What do you think of the possibility of movies being co-released on digital and in theaters? Well, me, myself, and I love that idea. I really do, because it gives people options. Realistically, though, with the situations that are in place right now, somebody's going to lose out. You know what I'm saying? Like, movie theaters, if the movies are released digitally, they're not going to make as much money because you're like, even though you are going to have people who will show up to the theater day one, no matter what, there are going to be a good amount of people who go ahead and want to download it. And while the studio might make money for that, the theaters are going to feel gypped because it's just like, hey, why are we even giving you the space to show your movie if we're not even going to get that much of a cut? So I know some theaters, like I think AMC has a deal with Universal where they're going to do that thing and they're going to get a cut of the VOD sales for that particular time frame that the movie's in theaters. But I don't know. It's because it's never really been done on such a crazy epic scale for us to even have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? I think that more testing needs to be done in an opportune environment. Not an environment where everybody by default is at home and they can't go to the movie theaters because the movie theaters aren't open. So we'll have to see. Better Call Saul, awesome story. Have you seen it? I've seen the first couple seasons. I am 2 seasons behind, and I want to catch up because everybody be telling me some GOAT things that's on the level of Breaking Bad. So I definitely need to. Oscars are going to be so bland this year. Sonic for Movie of the Year. That's right. That's right, y'all. Sonic is Movie of the Year. It's either going to come down to Sonic or Birds of Prey. Speaking of Birds of Prey, it's on HBO Max, so I'm going to watch that tonight. I'm definitely going to do that. I don't know about y'all. I don't know if anyone here even has HBO Max. Honestly, y'all, I just have HBO Max to be a part of the conversation. Because at first, I was thinking HBO Max is going to be this crazy thing. And now that I've had HBO Max, it's really not. It's unfortunately not. They keep taking off freaking things from the service. Like, all the Harry Potter movies are going to be gone soon. They took off a lot of the DC stuff. Like, bro, they don't even have the licensing to all this shit. Because it's going on other services because they have other deals. Man, HBO Max is basically just a glorified HBO with Fresh Prince. That's all it is. You get to bring one thing from a fictional world into the real world. What is it? Ooh. Anything from a fictional world. Anything? Anything. I know a lot of people are like, well, I want to bring this weapon from this game. I don't know how effective a Keyblade would be in my day-to-day life. Anything. Wait, what's going on here? What's going on here right now? People talk about raid. There's a raid going on? I have no idea what's happening. Rocky TV raid. I have no idea what's happening. I really don't. I have no idea what's happening right now. I'm just looking at the chat. I have no idea what's happening right now. I'm just looking at the chat. But yeah, thinking about anything that would I want to bring in. I would say part of me wants to say, even though I don't like the show that much, part of me says I like the Omnitrix from Ben 10. I think that's very effective. Just being able to transform into any one of those aliens, I think that's kind of cool. I'm trying to think about some stuff from anime. Green Lantern's ring, that's a good one. That's a good one. It's a raid, but we came from another streamer called Rocky TV. Oh, okay. Well, I am not too familiar with Rocky TV. So I'm sorry if I don't know who this is. My apologies, y'all. Is this a Rocky TV on Twitch or on YouTube or something? I'm sorry. I feel really bad for not knowing, y'all. He's on YouTube. Well, let me go see this Rocky TV YouTube channel. I would say I'd send him a message on YouTube, but we can't really message on YouTube like we used to. Rocky TV. There's two of them, but I want to say it's the Rocky TV that's live right now. Let me see if Rocky TV has a Twitter or something. I want to see if I can get in contact with Rocky TV. Oh, is Rocky TV live right now? Right now. He's here in the comments. Where is Rocky TV? I need to see him. Hold on. I'm looking at two separate screens right now. Rocky TV, where are you? Comment Rocky TV. Let me see. Where is it? Rocky TV. Hey, there we go. Rocky TV. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Rocky TV. Well, thank you so much for the raid. I've never been raided before in my life, so that's freaking dope. Well, thank you so much. His comment, what it says right here, it's fine, just trying to spread love and positivity throughout the YouTube community. Well, I appreciate that. I operate under a similar thing, man. That's what it's all about. We just get on here, we just stream, we have fun. And yeah, I want y'all to go out and check out Rocky TV. Check out Rocky TV's channel right now. Rocky is live right now. Q&A time number 6. Oh, we both doing Q&As right now. That's freaking dope. But yeah, I appreciate that. And everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm checking you out. So I'm seeing some people in the comments. So yeah, y'all go check out Rocky TV. Rocky TV. I'm checking out Rocky TV's videos. Does Minecraft streams, teaching on how to make the perfect hot dog. And almost died. And I see the thumbnails, Mentos and Coke. So taking it way back when to those days. Y'all might remember some of the first videos that we saw on this here wonderful platform called YouTube. The Mentos and Diet Coke. Y'all might remember that. But again, shout out to Rocky TV for the raid. Go check them out, y'all. Oh, and I appreciate the subscribers too. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Well, this is what you see is what you get. I'm just a pretty much all around decent dude, I guess. You know, we're on here doing our weekly Q&A stream. You know, we do these every Monday. You guys ask questions. I try my best to answer them. And we talk about everything. So we have a $5 super chat coming in from the homie Gustavo Bravo. Gustavo, I didn't know if you were still here, bro. I'm so sorry that I got to your super chat so late, man. I should have said beforehand when we were doing the call-in portion that I don't answer super chats till later. But I apologize for that. I take the flack for Gustavo. But thank you for the support, brother. Giving Dragon Quest XI S on Nintendo Switch a chance, and so far it's amazing. I think you're the main reason I got into JRPGs. Oh, well, thank you there for that, Gustavo. Hey, all I can do is just, I try my best, man. I try my best to tell y'all about the things I like, and if that inspires someone to check it out, then by all means. I know a lot of people from the videos I made of Persona, they got into Persona, they really loved it, they checked out the series. Some people, Persona was their first JRPG. So yeah, that's what it's all about. That's awesome. And Dragon Quest is a great franchise. Hopefully you go back and check out some of the other games like Dragon Quest 8. I really wish they had released that on Switch, because that game is like my all-time favorite Dragon Quest. In addition to some of the other ones that are out there, like I really liked Dragon Quest 5. You know, 7 was okay. So and even nine was on the DS. I had a lot of fun with that. So Dragon Quest is like a very consistent series. Where you might like some entries a little less than others, but it's still to quote IGN, it's got a little something for everybody. Yo, that freaking quote. I'm sure y'all know about that quote, but I was on an IGN video. I think they were talking about the Avengers. They were talking about the Avengers beta, and literally all the top comments were, "It's got a little something for everybody." 9 out of 10 review of the beta. I was like, "Hey, yo!" Oh my god, it was so funny. It was so funny. It's got a little something for everybody. How did that start? Did that start from Donkey? I feel like Donkey started that. Because I watched one of his videos and it had that shit in there. Hey, Suna, what's going on, brother? What's going on? Yeah, Colin and I, we had a great conversation. It was awesome, bro. Colin, as y'all know, he's a great dude. He just oozes creative questions and responses, and we had a good time. We talked about Disney stuff, we talked about politics, we talked about movie theaters, the situation of the world and COVID and all that. So it was nice. That's the level of quality I aspire to bring to these shows. But we have a $5 super tap from the Naya Otaku. Again, I'm sorry if I mispronounced some of y'all's names. I'm thinking about getting a Switch because I've never played a Nintendo game. Should I buy one now or wait till Black Friday? Well, to be honest, hate to burst your bubble, but Nintendo does not really do the Black Friday thing. They really don't. The Switch for the past 1, 2, 3 years has been on Black Friday. There's never really been that much incentive to wait for Black Friday. Usually they bundle a game with it, but it's literally the same price it's always been. The system never goes down. The only benefit you really get is that it comes with Mario Kart or Zelda or something like that. So if you're waiting for the Switch to buy it, for it to be like $200, maybe the Switch Lite. They might do that with the Switch Lite this year. But realistically, I feel like if you want to buy the Switch, you can just buy it now and you won't have to worry about losing out. Like, oh my God, Black Friday, I should have waited. So I think you'll be okay if you buy it now. Oh yeah. I'm not a big Tetris fan. I do enjoy it, but I am excited to check out that one on the Xbox Series X, powered by the 12 tera flippity flops and the SSD. Do you like egg sandwiches? Because Birds of Prey is going to make you crave it. Well, I really do like egg sandwiches. So yeah, I might enjoy this movie a lot. All right. Do you think digital game rentals can work out? Yeah. I mean, if the basic concept is, you have a time frame of when you could play this game when you rent it, yeah, I think it could work out. I mean, I don't think people will like the idea of having to download like a 50, 60 gigabyte game to rent as opposed to going to a store and renting the physical copy. But I like that. I like that idea. I think there should be more like rent games for the weekends short of shticks that happen. I think that'd be very cool. But I don't think realistically they'd want to enforce that long term. I think that's where something like Game Pass comes into play. A lot of people say Game Pass is just renting games. And yeah, it's kind of true. You subscribe to the service and you can rent these experiences, but that's every single subscription service. On Netflix, you're renting the shows. On Hulu, you're renting the movies. You don't own that stuff, and people just accept it for those things. But for games, they can't. I guess because games just aren't as easy to preserve long term if you don't own them. Because with those Netflix shows, if let's just say Netflix goes down, people already have them up for torrent and all those things. With games, unless you game on PC, those console games aren't as easy to go around because you have to download them. If you have an emulator that even works, you can emulate them, or if you have a hacked console. So I guess that's why people value the game ownership more, and they like Netflix, but they don't like Game Pass. So that's probably why. Let me go and bring that down a little bit. Whoa. I just did the DPI on my mouse, so I'm just trying to get used to it. All right. Okay. Oh. Alrighty. Have you ever met someone that used to be a man or a woman before? Weird question, I know. Yeah, of course. There are a few people that I've worked with before in the past, who've transitioned, and yeah, I just treat them like any other person. That's how it is. What's up? Love your vids. Oh, appreciate that, William. Do you believe the Skyward Sword rumor? I want it to be true. I would love to play Skyward Sword. I don't know realistically how well it's going to work with the Joy-Cons. So I feel like they're going to have to fundamentally rework the entire game if that's the case. Because the Joy-Cons, they're okay, but they ain't no Wiimote. That's all I can say. They ain't no Wiimote and Nunchuck. Let's see. Do you use external hard drives on your consoles? If so, what hard drive sizes do you use? So on my PlayStation 4, I have an external 1 terabyte. I got it a few years ago, and that's pretty much been the drive that I use. I can store all the games that I personally want to play on that, and I have an internal 1 terabyte in the system. So I have like 2 terabytes. With my Xbox, I just have the built-in storage. And the thing about me is that, with the exception of a few situations, every single time I play games on the systems, I never really run out of storage. If it's a game that literally takes up 100+ gigs and I play that game constantly, like, I could see that being a problem. But most of the games that I play, like, these single player experiences that are like 50-60 gig installs, once I'm done with those games, I'm done. So unless I'm literally playing games constantly and I keep rotating them, I don't really run out of space as much. But for a whole generation, I definitely think gamers need minimum, probably like 2 terabytes minimum, because if you have everything digitally, that's going to be an issue. But thankfully, I have a good selection that's physical. Some games use install, some don't. And provided it ain't Call of Duty Warzone or freaking GTA 5, I think you're okay. Oh, but we have a $10 Canadian super chat from the homie Colin, my boy. Good to see you again. Man, I was honestly so nervous when we first started. My heart was beating so fast for the first few minutes, but I did get more comfortable as we kept talking. So thank you for that, man. No, thank you, man. You were a natural. Like, seriously, and I don't say that just to say it. You know what I'm saying? We had an honest to God good conversation, and everybody enjoyed it, man. I totally understand what you're talking about, though, because that was that was me when I first started, like, talking to people online. It was so strange because I was like, but you did such a great job, Colin. You seriously did, and I can't wait to have you back on the show later on, man. You did a great job. Again, everybody give this man Colin a round of applause. Seriously, man. Seriously. Have you played any of the past Shin Megami Tensei games? Just curious, what's your favorite? So yes, I've played a lot of SMT games, not all of them, mind you. My personal favorite is Nocturne, somebody already brought it up. Yeah, Nocturne is my personal favorite game in the series. But I enjoyed playing them. And one thing I love about the SMT series is that there's really a great depth to, like, the differences that exist in a lot of the games and the subsets of the franchises that come out. So if you're playing something like Nocturne and then you're going to something like Devil Summoner and just all the other games, and even Persona at a time was considered a subset of that franchise. Now it's just its own thing right now. But yeah, I love the SMT games. I think long-term Atlas needs to do a better job at preserving them because, a lot of these games are going to be lost to time, and that's what really sucks because these are some good games. But if you don't have the hardware to run them, if you're not capable, they're gone, man. Seriously. Just wanted to add to the state of the U.S. conversation. In my town, Texas, the community college is offering a 20% refund of what you're paying for the semester to encourage doing full online. Wow. That's actually really cool, Suna, because there's a lot of schools around here that ain't doing that shit, bro. They're charging you full semester tuition for online classes. Online classes, bro. And in some situations, online classes are more expensive than in person. Yet you're still getting the same teaching. Jesus Christ. This is terrible, man. Do you prefer watching Dragon Ball Z with the Falconer score or the Kikuchi? I prefer watching the original score, listening to the original score with the show because that's what the artist intended. I do like a lot of tracks in the American version, though. I just don't feel like they really fit with the tone of Dragon Ball Z. There's some situations that call for, very minimal music. Yet in the American version, it's just like, like, I didn't really think that added much to it. And the crazy thing about Bruce Faulkner is that he didn't compose a lot of those tracks that people were talking about. He didn't. He had a team of people going on. So yeah, it's you learn something more every day. Yes, this is good that we're talking about SMT. That's awesome. Bro, I have to go back to campus on Monday. Oh, God. Godspeed to you, Michael. Godspeed to you, seriously. Dude, I got food too. All right, I'm back. Well, welcome back, dude. I got food too. Soul Hackers Physical is expensive for no reason. Exactly, bro. The crazy thing is, like, they'll reprint some of their games, but then others, they're just like, yo, tough kumquats. Who's your favorite Final Fantasy villain? Who's my favorite Final Fantasy villain, y'all? Y'all already know this answer. Y'all already know this answer. Who's my favorite Final Fantasy villain, y'all? There is only one, and nobody compares to him. Nobody compares to him. He was like the first villain I played in a game, and I was just like, oh, this nigga's out of control. Damn, what? Damn, no one really got it yet? Finally, yes, Kefka. Yes, I'm a Kefka fanboy. I am a Kefka fanboy. Kefka is my top. That sounds so weird to say. But yeah, Kefka is top tier for me. Kujo right behind. And I really liked Arden. Honestly, honest to God, y'all. Honest to God, I really liked Arden. I really did once I played the DLC. Once I played the DLC, I was just like, yo, this dude Arden. But I don't really even look at Arden as a villain per se. You know what I'm saying? Because this man just got fucked. He seriously got fucked. He's just like, yo, I'm taking my revenge on y'all. You know? But what he's doing is not necessarily wrong. It kind of is, but I'm like sitting there like laughing in hidden when it comes to Arden. That Arden DLC was dope. I still go back and I watch the last 2 minutes of that when he was laughing and the music was kicking up. Bro, that laugh was insane. We mentioned Alex Ross last week, so Kingdom Come or Marvels? I prefer Kingdom Come. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Spawn movie? My thoughts on the Spawn movie have been the exact same ever since they announced it like 30 years ago. That's how long it seems it's been. When it gets made, and I don't believe it until there's a trailer and a release date. So we'll see. Hey, Neo, developers are saying it's hard to make cross-gen games because PS4 and Xbox One. We should leave current gen if it's affordable. Well, you got to look at it in terms of like what the developer wants to push in a game. So some developers, they're like, yeah, we don't want to do cross-gen games because our vision is purely next-gen. That's fine. But then they should only stick to next-gen unless they have some type of a mandate from their publisher where they can't do anything else. So I don't know. It depends because we hear some developers say that, and then you look at some of their games that are next-gen and they don't really look that crazy next-gen. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Would you believe me if I said that my younger brother hates Chie from Persona 4? I would not be surprised because a lot of people hate Chie, and I don't know what to say to those people except that they are wrong because Chie is the best Persona 4 girl. And yo, if y'all disagree with me, I'm shutting this stream down right now. Like, y'all think I'm joking. I will shut this stream down in 13 minutes if I see one comment about Chie slander. We ain't doing this. No, we are not starting out the week with Chie slander. I'm warning y'all, all 105 of you watching. Y'all better not come in here standing Risei. Awesome to see you again. Oh, it's awesome to see you again. Thank you for coming to the stream. Calavadia? I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Don't mind me, but I enjoy asking philosophical questions to people. If God is... I know what this word is, but I can't pronounce it for the life of me. I stumble over my words after 3 hours of streaming. Would free will really exist? Honestly, that is a really good question. Holy shit. you're gonna have to give me like a few days to really think about this, and I'm gonna come back to the next stream with my response. I'm actually gonna type this down. Hold on, let me copy and paste this. I'm gonna copy and paste this, and I'll have a response for you next week, kind sir. All right, okay. I'm seeing. All right, I'm seeing some people saying Naruto. I'm seeing some Naruto. I'm okay with that. Who said Rise? Patrick? Nah, you better take that back, Patrick. You got 30 seconds, brother. Why Rise? Yo, Rise a thought, though. Rise is for the streets, guys. Rise is for the streets. And I ain't trying to hear it. All right, you know what? Nostalgia trip? Asbel, y'all got this. Fine. Naruto, number one, but she is a close second. I respect that. Damn, I ain't seeing no Yukiko love. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. That's why I love her. You love her because she's for the streets, Patrick? Well, you know what, Patrick? At least you admit it, brother. At least you admit it, and that's all I need to hear. If A says, I'm not lying, B says A is lying, and C says B is lying, who's lying? I'm going to say that one more time, y'all. If A says, I'm not lying, B says A is lying, and C says B is lying, who is lying? Yukiko is too awkward. A better version of her is Makoto. I mean, I don't know. I kind of liked Yukiko. Yukiko to me was like a distant third, you know, because it was Chie at the top, Naruto, and then a distant third would be Yukiko. What about that I love? Hey, I don't know about that, Colin. What are you talking about? What's the GPU you're using? I'm using an AMD 5700 XT. What about the nurse from Persona 4? To me, I felt like that was more of like a relationship. Like an adult relationship. Not y'all know what I mean. It was like a relationship, you know, not like a romantic one. Third is Yosuke. Hey, yo. Chie really is bad, though. Patrick, 30 seconds before I time you out. Rescind your comment. Oh, God. Neo, in your Persona runs, do you stick to one girl or you go the harem route? Oh, I'm a bitch, so I do the one girl thing. I don't do no harem. I don't do that shit. I am a one woman kind of guy. A one woman man's what I wanna be when there's two perfect girls for me. Jenny, oh Jenny, joy, oh joy. A one woman man's what I wanna be. Correct, Neo. Yusuke is so gay for the main characters, it's not even funny. Oh, he probably is. I love how no one's talking about Yosuke being gay. But Kanji is like, we're the hill to die on for people. I'm about to be Kirito in Persona 5. Hey, yo, straight up, Kirito, oh, man. Kirito got all the hoes. Like, she's a bad girl. She was my main girl in my first playthrough, then Rise came into my life. Oh, so you admit that, Chie was top tier, and then you got you a thought. That's what you want. Yo, Patrick, hey, you like what you like, brother. That's all it is. Damn, you see, you can actually tell I'm really angry because my freaking neck veins start to pop. I'm looking for a PS4 external hard drive. What do you recommend? Honestly, these days, any external PS4 hard drive will work, whether it's like a Seagate or I don't even know what I have. I have a Western Digital, I believe. Honestly, you just want to get one that runs at the same clock speed. I mean, you could go the SSD route, but realistically, for the price you're paying for an SSD external drive, you're not going to be getting that big of a performance boost as opposed to if you were gaming on PC. So just make sure you get one that runs at a good clock speed, and you can literally find those anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be good. Like some people are saying, get a Seagate. I have a Western Digital. It runs really good. I've had it for 4 years. I love choosing the options that makes Yosuke feel so uncomfortable. It's hilarious. Yes, that is true. One of my boys actually said that Persona 5's Ryuji is like a better version of Yosuke. What do you guys think? He said that they're instinctively the same character. Agree or disagree? All right, you know what, Patrick, you cool player. You cool player. We gonna share some drinks though. We gonna share some drinks, and I'm gonna get you to accept this Chie greatness. Oh god, this is awesome. This is why I do these streams, y'all. We just be having fun bullshit, man. Yo, if we were all at a bar right now, we would just take over that shit, talking about best Persona girl and all that. Who is the best girl in Race Zero? Oh shit, I don't know, to be honest, bro. I'm not too invested in that to think about who's best girl. I need to though. I can't stand Ryuji. He's too dumb for me. Ouch. Damn. I do feel like Ryuji has a more intriguing backstory compared to Yosuke. Yeah. I mean, Ryuji is just male Chie. No. No. I don't see that. Some aspects, yes. I mean, I'm just that, I don't know what it is, but like, I like all the Persona cast members. I really do. I mean, some of them, I feel like we could have gotten some more time with Haru. I feel like we didn't get that much time with her in the game. But I don't have a problem with the cast, you know? Do you think Yusuke is gay from Persona 5? No, I don't think Yusuke is gay. I think Yusuke is just very, like... Oof. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he's gay. I think that he is attracted to women, but he's just so obtuse about things. He's just so all about his art. And he'd be the type of person to like really compliment you as a male. You know, like please someone talk about Persona 3. It gets no love. And Persona 3 gets no love because it's so hard to play Persona 3. It's so hard because you don't know which version's better, the PSP one or the PS2 version, because this version has a lot of good things about this, but then this version is blah, blah, blah. We need a definitive Persona 3 experience. That's what we need. Ryuji from Persona 5 isn't as good as Ryuji from Toradora, though. Ooh, Colin, speaking my facts. Yes, Toradora, if y'all haven't seen it, such a good anime. I loved it. SMT characters look like androids. They're just drawings. They don't be moving, man. There's like drawings that they have to animate. Art sexual. I like that, Asbel. Art sexual. All right, so here's a question from Zane. If you had to pick only one anime or cartoon, TV show, movie, video game, comic, or novel. Okay, no, Zane, that's a bit too... We can't do that, bro. I can't pick just one thing. I can't just pick one thing. It's too hard, man. It's way too hard. Because there's like... Let's just say Breaking Bad is my favorite TV show. I have a Breaking Bad for comics. I have a Breaking Bad for video games. I have a Breaking Bad for anime. And I have a Breaking Bad for cartoons. And I can't pick between them. I really can't. You know? Give me that definitive edition of Persona 3 portable gameplay with Persona 3 Fez Travel. Yep. Yep. Let's get it. Tales of the Abyss? Well, damn, bro. How are you saying Tales of the Abyss is your number one thing, but your screen name says Asbel Launt? Asbel from Launt? What is this all about? JoJo's your top tier food? Okay. Nice. I don't know. I can't pick. I'm very fickle, y'all. I am very fickle when it comes to these sort of things. Don't test me. I will test you. Spooky. 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 Gurren Lagann is slept on. Is it really slept on, though? Because I feel like Gurren Lagann was... I feel like it gets all the props. You know what I'm saying? Do you care much about achievements and trophies? Honestly, not really, Ghost Rider. There was a time where I used to hunt platinums, and I ended up only getting like maybe 2 or 3, and then I stopped. I mean, on some level, if it's achievable and attainable, I will go for it, you know? But I don't really care too much about them. I'm usually about finishing a game and then moving on to the next one. Tales of the Abyss is a good RPG. It really is. I got that shit on the 3DS. Where's my 3DS collection? Oh, it's behind these Funko Pops. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see, I'm literally moving Funko Pops, guys. Why do I have a Blu-ray back here? Oh no, this is the Case Closed movie, the one that just came out. What is this? Oh, these are the limited editions. Do I have it here? I hope I have it here. Oh, here it is! Here it is. Why do I have freaking... I don't know why it's back here, but I have a freaking One Piece DVD. What is this? Season 2, Disc 1, First Voyage. I have a One Piece DVD. I don't know why it's out of its slipcase. I have a freaking Case Closed DVD. Don't ask questions, y'all. It's just shit is all over the place. Is there something else here? I have a bottle cap. But let me put back some of these pops. All right. Nostalgia Trip. I answered the question already, bro. It was Kingdom Come. But yo, okay, I know. Asbelant, you watching, bro? Calm down. You better calm down, bro. Wait, Tekken Jin, what happened? Hey, Tekken Jin's done with work for the day. That's what's up. And if any of y'all just finished work, or if you're at work right now and watching the stream, or whatever you're doing, just chilling, shout out to you. Everybody give yourself a round of applause. Everyone just clap it up. Just clap it up, everybody. Give yourself a round of applause because y'all are here today. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. But, yo, Asbelant, man, check it out. I don't know why it doesn't want to autofocus. Can you autofocus on me, please? Hold on. Let me just adjust these webcam settings. Hold on. We need to focus in on this greatness. We gonna focus in on this. We gonna focus in on this. All right, there we go. Autofocus. Yeah, okay, there we go. Boom. Fucking autofocus for once in your life, Logitech. My God, it's too much light. 7.8 out of 10, too much light. But yeah, there it is. Y'all see it. Tales of the Abyss for the 3DS. Do I still have the game cart in here? Yeah, I do. And you can't see it, but it is there. Oh, shout out to the blinding white light. Yeah, Abyss Go. They got to remake this game. That's what they need to do. More God rays. That's that real ray tracing. Did anyone play Persona Q2? I still have the first one in the packaging, and I haven't opened it. I got it on clearance at Target like 8 months after it came out. Oh, God. I almost bought that game. Oh, God, this is dope. Oh, we have a $10 super chat from the homie Colin, my boy. Would you ever consider doing a general discussion podcast? I'd be more than happy to be a guest if you ever decide to do one. Yeah, honestly, I think what I'm going to do one of these days is just open it up to the Discord and we just do a stream where we're all talking about random shit. You know what I'm saying? Like just getting on there, just bullshitting, you know? I think that'd be really cool. What do you guys think about that? But I got to stress this. If you get onto the show, you got to have a good mic. You know, we can't be hearing loud ass kids in the background. Can't be hearing, you know, crazy shit happening. You know, we gonna make this shit professional. Psych. But you know, I think that'd be dope. Do it yourself, Mike. You're gonna get a string and a tin can. Do you still play Ghost of Tsushima? Yes, I am still lost in that world. So much fun. My man's been streaming for 10 hours. It's going on 10 hours. Actually, no, it's only been 3, but yeah, who's counting? Shout out to my girlfriend for calling me to brag that she managed to kill a cockroach without me. Oh, that's some character development right there, Suna. You better be careful, bro. Because the second they're able to kill bugs without you, it's all downhill. They'd be questioning why you put 60 hours into this RPG. You know what I'm saying? Just be careful. All Tales fans should play Tales of Crestoria. Oh, you mean Tales of Krusty? We won't be playing no smartphone games around here. I play games, in the words of Hard 8 Times, I play games with big budgets. Oh, we have a $1.99 super chat. Oh, yeah, so this is from Guard Me. That was his question. Hey, don't be making fun of my mic setup. Hey, listen, I know you got to do what you got to do. We running a show. Jeff Miller says, gay, gay, gay. I don't know. What's gay? What are you going to buy first, the PS5 or the Xbox? I'm going to get the PlayStation 5 first, considering, I just got the One X, so there's no real reason for me to upgrade to the Series X at launch. You know what I'm saying? Any hope from Anthem? I have no idea. Is Anthem still a thing? Aren't they still working on it? Or at least trying to fix it? I'm not sure. Man, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for this Logitech Brio camera to come back in stock, y'all. Oh, man, that webcam, it looks like a beast. You can stream in 4K. You can do 1080p 60 frames. That's mainly the reason I want it. 1080p 60 frames. It's like $200 and it's damn near sold out everywhere. But man, I want it. I want it so bad, y'all. Mainly for that 60 frames, guys. Could you just imagine? Like 60 frames with the streams? That should be quality. And we gonna get it, man. I have it on alert, so we gonna get this. Because I know I could use like my this is my Sony A6000. I can use this, but I need to get a new lens because this lens that I have now to replace my older one that broke, it's just really for close-ups, honestly. But I like the wide angle sort of thing I have going on, so I either need to get a new lens or get a new webcam. But then again, I need to, if I use this as a webcam, I gotta buy a battery pack so it could run like continuously, So yeah, that's what I gotta do. What camera are you using now? I'm using the Logitech C920. I've been using this webcam for almost 10 years, if y'all can believe it or not, and I'm surprised at the quality it puts out. It's really it's really contingent based off your lighting setup, so you gotta have a good lighting setup. 60 faps per second. Yeah. Wait, 60 faps per second? This ain't a Dark Side Phil stream. What is this? Does that webcam come with the God Rays feature? I heard it comes with HDR. Nah, I think it's just 4K. I don't think I'll stream in 4K, but I'll probably have it set to 4K so the picture quality looks a lot better. I haven't really watched too much wrestling. I mean, every now and then I'll tune into something, but I don't really have like a favorite, like a current favorite wrestler. I used to watch it when I was a kid, though. Have you ever seen G Gundam? Yes. Have you ever played Dragon Quest Heroes? I actually have the first game here. It's fun for what it is, but, I'm not really into these Warriors type of games. Goku is streaming DBZ Kakarot. Oh, you mean Sean Schemmel? Oh, that's cool. I've noticed a lot of voice actors get into, they've gotten into the streaming stuff. Dude, that's what I want to upgrade to, Tekken Gen. I want to get the A6400. But the thing is, it's like, I have the money to buy it, but I don't want to spend all that money to buy it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, God, because that thing is a beast, bro. When you get yourself a nice lens, I think that's what's holding me back. To get the camera and the lens that I want, it would come to close to $2,000. And I'm just sitting here like, I can buy it, but I don't necessarily need it. It's like being a PC gamer. It's like being a PC gamer, man. You don't need to upgrade, but oof, that shit is looking sexy. So how about that Vinland Saga, Neo? Bro, Asbel. Oh, dude, I was going to record my reaction to that last week after the stream. But the second I got home from work Wednesday, I got slammed with so much stuff in the reel. And then, not Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? No. It wasn't Wednesday. It was Thursday I was going to record it. One of the 2 days. I just got slammed and then just went. So I haven't even got a chance to record it yet, bro. I'm sorry. I apologize for that, man. But it is definitely going to happen. I literally have the last 2 episodes bookmarked to stream. Yeah, it was just, you know what it was, Asbel? It was just kind of getting adjusted to being back at work at both jobs. And Just not being as flexible with the scheduling for things. Because then I realized, oh shit, I have to do this before that closes. And, you know, because everything here closes so early now. And it was just a lot of running around. And then before you know it, oh, I got to be back in bed to wake up for work at 5 o'clock. Oh, man. Did you see the trailer for the Inuyasha sequel? It looks good. I haven't watched the trailer. I've only seen the screen grabs, but I am excited for it. If it's as much of a beautiful mess as the first Inuyasha, then I'm down for it. Oh, you sent me something. You sent me something, Tekkenjin. Let me see. Let me see this. Oh, God. I got a notification from Google. 300 Pizza Hut locations closing after franchise. What? After franchise what? Oh, they file for bankruptcy. Oh, yeah. Pizza Hut ain't doing so high, y'all. Where did you send this, Tekkenjin? You sent this on Instagram? Or did you send this on Twitter? Twitter? Okay. I'm checking Twitter right now. Okay. Oh, so this is the good one. Yeah. I was looking at this one before. I just was because every time I want to pull the trigger and buy something, I always look at the reviews and I get kind of like nervous. But okay, if this is the good one, then yeah, I'm definitely gonna order this. I'll add this to my cart. Thank you, kind sir. I appreciate that. Alrighty. Oh, we got a $10 super chat from Colin, my boy. Do you think that the period after the Disney Renaissance was a rather stagnant period for Disney animation? Oh, I wouldn't say it was just a stagnant period, bro. It basically killed it. If you look at the output that we got afterwards, even though there were some movies that I enjoyed, a lot of them really weren't that great. And then Disney just pulled the plug. They're like, you know what? Fuck it. We had like a couple of bombs. That's it. Traditional animation is dead. Which sucked because I don't think the next movie that they did was traditionally animated was Princess and the Frog, right? And that was what, like the only one we had gotten. So yeah, I wouldn't say it was just stagnant, bro. It ended everything. It really did. Hey, Dimwit Monkey's back. Welcome. How did you know you wanted to start doing YouTube? I'm considering starting a project that I think has legs. Well, to answer your question, Siler, I had no idea what I was getting into when it comes to YouTube. I was bored one day, like what was it, 10, 11, 12 years ago, and I saw this YouTube channel, these YouTube channels around, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. I want to have fun with that. So I just started uploading random videos of stuff of me talking about things, and eventually I started coming across people, and here we are today, 12 years later. I'm still talking to some of the same people, and we're having fun. So the best piece of advice I can give you is that even if you're moderately interested, go ahead and do it, Siler. Like, jump into it, because you don't want to be that person years down the road regretting that you never tried. You know what I'm saying? You never know where it will take you, in the sense that you can learn a lot about yourself doing this sort of thing that you never realized. Like, there are people who started doing YouTube thinking they're going to do one thing, and they end up finding out like so much about themselves, and they end up doing something else entirely. So yeah, I'd say dive into it. Have fun. That's the important thing. I was installing Destiny on my PS4 this morning, and it was at 80%, and out of nowhere, the download just canceled itself. Now I have to download 100 gigs again. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Bro, if that shit ever happened to me, I would give up on that game. I'm officially done. Like, could you imagine if you downloaded 150 gigabytes of Flight Simulator, and it's just like, nah, fam. This ain't it. I'd get so pissed. And something on the Disney Channel pissed you off. And then Kingdom Hearts. Well, to be fair, I was making videos before the Disney Channel rant. That's just like one of the first ones that really blew up. No worries, Siler. No worries. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to just tell you all about this shit that I've gone through, and hopefully that inspires people to do things. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what, in my personal opinion anyway, I feel like all this should be fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, we can sit here and talk about how to make the best videos. We can talk about, what we can get in terms of money. But you got to have fun with this shit. You really do. How do you get the confidence to talk to people you don't know? By talking to people. Honestly, guys, that's literally it. There, I could sit here and make a book about this, but it's literally just talking to people. You get better at talking to people by talking to people. That's it. And it's going to be rough because sometimes you don't know how to navigate in conversations, but you just keep on talking, you keep on getting better, and you know how to start a conversation. You know when to end a conversation. You can pick up on the social cues and signs. That's literally all it is, man. I say all this, yet I have a terrible time attracting women. I don't know what it is. It's like I say all these things and I'm able to talk about things, but when it comes to women, it's just like, nope. But it's all good, man. We keep it moving. Experience builds character. Absolutely, Ray. I do remember Chicken Little was the first CG animated film they did, and it was butt-ass ugly. Ouch! I think it's a tragedy that Disney has pretty much abandoned traditional animation. Oh, it is, man. Traditional animation is so fucking underrated. It's very hard, though. I understand why people lean more towards CG and all that stuff, computer animation, but, man, there's just something timeless about just beautiful hand-drawn stuff. Did you watch Spoonie 1 back in the day? His Final Fantasy videos were fun. Misses content. Yeah, I used to watch Spoonie back then. I used to watch a lot of people that aren't around no more. I still watch their videos. Is this DC fandom thing why this Batman stuff keeps coming on instead of JoJo's Part 5? I think that's part of the reason, Asbel. I get awkward sometimes and I roll with it sometimes. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Lynx. I mean, dude, when you work in like the restaurant industry, you by default learn how to talk to people and you learn how to deal with people. And I think you learn how to deal with them more so than just retail. So you just have to keep on keeping on, man. Yeah, Tekken Jin, exactly. Tekken Jin's one of the OGs around here, so he knows about the YouTube game and all that. Yo, y'all want to talk about some dark-ass movies? How many of y'all have seen... Y'all know the movie I'm about to refer to. A dark animated movie that looks like it's for kids, but it's not. Y'all already know the name of it by me just saying that. You guys already know what I'm talking about. I want to see here who knows. Because I feel like y'all know this. I feel like y'all know this. I saw that movie as an adult. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Yup. Aswell got it. Aswell got it. Oh, man, that movie, bro. That movie fucked me up. I saw that movie when I was like 20. I was like, what the fuck is this? It was not a good look, bro. Black Cauldron. Oh, that was actually kind of dark. Yo, that movie is wild. Ain't even the word, Asbel. I was sitting there like, I can't watch this. Could you imagine watching that as a kid? No. What are your next video topics about? Well, I've got a video coming about the Avengers beta since I got to play that over the weekend. And some people want me to talk about this whole Xbox being $600 thing. So I'll probably record that right after this. Remember Chicken Run? Yup. I remember Chicken Run. Yeah, that's why I love anime too, Colin. That's why I love it, bro. Yeah, but Chicken Run's dark, but it's not like dark. That Watership Down movie was just something else, bro. I remember Wallace and Gromit. I remember Watership Down being shown on Easter on TV as a kid's film. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Oh, God, I want me some wings. I had some wings last Monday, guys. They're pretty good. Sausage party. Hey. Oh, God. But, yeah, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream here tonight because we've been going on 3.5 hours. And if I'm gonna record a video after this, I gotta get myself into that mindset. I gotta lose myself in the moment. Boom, 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 and all that stuff. But yo, as always, y'all, thank you so much for coming through to the stream. Thank you so much for being amazing people that you are. Thank you for spending some time. Oh no, Joshua, I'm so sorry. Oh, everybody pour one out to Joshua Simpson. He just got here in the stream as we were ending it. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Joshua. Oh, but thank you so much to all the amazing moderators in the chat. Fostings, thank you so much. Tekkenjin, thank you so much. A Dimwit Monkey coming in and out. And big round of applause, shout out to the homie Colin, my boy, for coming in here on the very first subscriber call-in session. It was great. We talked about a lot of good topics, and yeah, just keep on keeping on, man. I love the fact that we were able to do this weekly now. I'm so happy that none of that changed with me transitioning back into work. And I love hanging out with y'all. That's literally one of the highlights of my week, and it's crazy. And of course, we gotta say it every week. God's work. Yeah. So you guys, have a great rest of the day, rest of the evening, afternoon, whatever time zone you may be in. And have an awesome week. I'll see y'all later on. We'll be doing some more streams. Probably Wednesday or Thursday, most likely. In addition to tomorrow, I'm actually going to be a guest on the homie Persona Speaks YouTube channel. He does a series where he interviews people in the community, and I'll be on there. It's going to be a live interview if you guys want to watch it. And yeah, just expect the usual videos going on throughout the week. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much to all the YouTube members, the patrons, and all the super chats. And yeah, until our paths cross again, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a good night. Take care.